tool.
Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew. Phil Castellano, Dan Isgro, Brooke Armstrong, who swam here, Damian Scrow, and of course inside we have Frankie on the switcher. Guys, welcome to the episode. Today's episode is episode 10, Star Seekers.
Star Seekers.
Yeah,
Star Seekers
it's not Redemption Part 45.
Oh, boy.
Star Search. I mean,
Star Search. We did Star Search.
Was
No
there
Patrol.
ever really any redemption last week, though?
Yeah.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Well, you didn't stay on the show after, but Tom got it.
Okay.
Tom was talking about how Sparky tied in with that, because Sparky was kind of like redeeming himself by staying in the crystal and trying to hold everything down so no one attacks Andaria. He protects Andaria and things like that. So that's where I thought we were going to get to the first week, but we never got to it.
The first week?
of Redemption.
When we called it Salvation,
okay.
One.
I thought we would get down there, but it just didn't happen.
Part 1.
Yeah. Well, the first week was more about its salvation was like the place, but I thought you would be in the place. I thought you would have got there, and like we're about to walk in, I would have ended the episode. But that didn't happen. We were up in space, and you guys did other stuff. You A-teamed it, where you just did a bunch of drills and
Reading.
Yeah.
Souping up.
Montage.
Yes.
Yeah, the montage.
Yes, actually, and you guys are very much like the A-Team, because what the A-Team does is they spend a good 5 minutes every episode, and BA is like welding this huge door, and he gets like a Jeep, and he puts all this like huge defensive barriers on it. They put like a big Gatling gun on top of it, right? Do all this stuff. And then what they do, like you guys crash the station into
Stop at a
Salvation,
cigar
they
store.
drive it in, they din, 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 and they come in out of nowhere, and then they are, what do? They get out of the vehicle. No, stay in the vehicle.
Right.
You mounted a Gatling gun on it. What? And then they do the jump. They jump the overhead jump
and they
shot.
still never get shot.
Stop. Wear body armor and don't armor this thing. You know, like, why get out?
Listen.
Why ever get
Well,
out?
that's the
But, I mean,
problem.
in our defense, we spent all of the weeks adjusting our suits. We
I thought
stayed
you
in
were
the suits.
going to say
Right.
we've spent all this time watching A-Team, and all we learned, and that's all we learned is how to,
blowing up
like,
on
you know,
It's
just
to be
kinda-
a DT.
Right, like, that's why we copied them.
In their defense also, they were getting older and circulation is important, so jumping out of the truck increases that.
Gets-
B.A. Baracus was not
gets
getting
everything
older
moving.
in like 1984.
There's one episode of B.A. Baracus where he walks up to like a temple. Do you remember that? And it's like they're not. He just walks up like it's like a huge column that obviously must weigh like 10,000 pounds, and he just goes and walks it up like he just did that.
But you remember when we
He
had to
just
like
did that.
we had to
No
move a couch
problem.
in your house once?
And it felt just like that.
Yes, because I was telling you to do it. I was like, no, Tony, you have to push it all the way up, straight up. And you were like, how am I supposed to get the top of this and push it all the way? I was like B.A. Baracus, Tony. And you're like, oh,
When I walked in,
you understood exactly what.
There
Then
you
he
go.
got it.
Just like B.A. Baracus.
B.A. Baracus. I think I sang it like din 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 din. din. No, I didn't.
pretty sure you
I didn't
did.
sing it, but I wish I did.
I think you did.
In your head.
I actually think you did.
In my head, I absolutely yes. Every day I live that. Let's do a check-in with backstage. We got some people hanging out with us today. It's the
Yeah.
usual crew here,
Hey,
Hey,
of course. So make sure we hear you guys.
can you hear me? Hey guys.
Yeah, we hear you. So we unfortunately have static on our side as always, but this will be the last week we have that. So if we can't hear you, that'll be
just
why.
Wing it.
Yes. So try to keep keep comments and stuff to do just gameplay.
Keep whiteboards handy so you can
Yes.
write it and then.
Whiteboards.
I have a
Whiteboard.
I do.
Yeah, I still got this one.
Yes.
You want it? Come take it. Wow. Okay.
Oh, very good. Charles is prepared.
I don't like that.
I
Charles
wouldn't
is
expect
prepared.
anything less.
That was pretty cool.
That was yeah.
That might have been a Crusher. That might have been from Crusher.
May have been. I got the
Jeez.
shirt. You know, may have been.
Yeah. Richard, you may want to remove that thing, the Audio Dungeon thing behind you, because it keeps disappearing you.
Yeah, it's cool.
Keeps disappearing you.
Okay, so guys, let's get started here. Last week on Audio Dungeon, what happened? Who wants to recap? Dan, you want to recap for me?
Oh man, I'm bad at recaps.
No, you can do it.
Pretty amazing.
Okay, so we started out where we were on the asteroid, and we all separately, well, me separately
Eventually,
from the
we-
group,
yeah.
we all approached Salvation, went inside, went down, and we saw that Sparky was trapped inside of a crystal. And there were all these other people there who were kind of like sort of enslaved, and the reason he was stuck there in the crystal was because he made a deal with Gatrin's parents to stay there, and
Like the Kingdom of Everstar, yeah.
right. So he was staying inside the crystal basically to keep all the people safe and keep everything running there on Salvation. He also told us that farther on down was the beginnings of this temple. So Brooke's character and my character went down there with, was it Dell?
Gilder and Val.
It was Gilder and Val. Okay.
Well, Val teleported us.
Right.
Yeah,
So we went-
not Dell. Dell is in space. That's Richard.
Dell, right. Yeah, Dell's back in space.
Dell's legit in space.
He's floating. He's the most in space that anyone
Ladies
can
and
be.
gentlemen, he's floating in space.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
right.
doing what Scro said to do.
Right.
What I said
right.
to do.
We'll get there.
Blame it on the scroll.
But we went
I said
down.
crash the space station into the asteroid. I don't think I said that, but anyway.
So Zaraxel, Asha, and
Gilder.
Gilder, we went down to this temple and we saw that there was a guy there meditating, and there were 3 obelisks. And we put our crystals inside the obelisks. And we ended last week when we encountered this presence while we were inside the obelisk. And he said, "My name is Altari." And that's
Right.
where we stopped.
Yep.
And for those that don't know, who's Altari from the game prior?
We were talking about it. Can we talk about
Lightfall.
where he's
Yeah, yeah.
You
All
talk
right.
about Lightfall?
Lightfall?
Oh no, don't talk about
We
that.
can't talk about
They don't know that. We didn't release that yet.
this.
All right. Well, that's all I remember. So.
Altari was in Gnome Patrol, correct?
Right. So this is now the 3rd quest that Altari has shown up in. Well, sorry for you guys, is the 3rd one, but for the viewers, it's the 2nd one.
So Altari was a character who was basically, I don't know, how can we say it? On a different plane of existence. And I was able to control a ship by communicating with Altari. While I was on the
As far
ship.
as you knew, he was like an AI in like the crystal, which you guys didn't understand, and he was just helping you guys and aiding you. You now know that he is obviously more than that. He's a person that was using a technomancer ability that was coming into the crystal, and he was there trying to aid you, but he's a person behind that.
If
Okay.
he's a person, the whole. Hello, I am Altari. That's speaking wise. Is that his consciousness coming back to this point and then returning to another point?
I think you'll learn more.
I think I will too. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right.
So that's it. Anything else we left out? I think we're good to go.
Well, what's going on?
in space.
Yeah.
So in space, you guys,
Space news.
Game of catch.
who's in it with you?
I'm there.
Right. So it's Desmond. It's Radar, and
Me and Miles were in Aegis. I thought we were down in the. With the
No, remember he threw the crystal
right.
and we went to catch
So you guys flew up into space,
pinged against the ship.
and then you guys saw
Oh,
that
yeah,
all the ships were going in, and they're hauling the large crystal that was in your space station, that 20-foot crystal.
So we're flying the small ship right now?
Yes.
yeah.
Really? Oh, I forgot that. Okay.
Oh, you're flying the small ship. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there.
Okay.
So Gatrin and Dell are both on the crystal, and you guys radioing back and forth came up with the idea to just take his crystal out. So Gatrin took his crystal out of his suit and just winged his crystal out of there,
my.
so they don't take him, because he knows that like his species, doesn't want anything to do with any kind of soul form, and they will destroy him perhaps, or who knows what they'll do. So he threw it, but it might have been the worst roll ever done. So he threw it, and he ricocheted the crystal off 2 ships. Ching, ching.
Ding, yeah, I remember that.
So we did there. That happened. That's where we ended that. And then we ended down below, you guys meeting Altari for the first time. And then when we did that, Brooke went, "What? What?" That was the ending. So that's where we begin today, guys. Today's episode 10. It is entitled Starseekers. evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the crew here. And guys, today's episode is episode 10. It is entitled Star Seekers. We last left off finding an individual named Altari and apparently down below the surface of this asteroid that used to be a part of the moon. Also in space, Desmond and Radar are anxiously awaiting as they've flown back up in one of the hunter ships, and they see that other hunter ships have already captured a 20-foot crystal that was in their space station and is going towards what seems to be a capital ship from the Everstar kingdom coming in. So at that moment, Gatrin and Del were literally on the crystal. Both are able to exist out in space. They're both at the crystal. Gatrin, to save Del, took his crystal out of the chest and flung him into space towards Desmond and Radar. But the throw was kind of bad, and it ricocheted off some ships, and we don't know what's going to happen. But we're going to find out through luck, adventure, and dice very soon. So let's get ready to go.
Yeah.
And that is where we start today.
Can I just clarify? So, Gatrin threw Dell's crystal, or is that what happened?
Gatrin is obviously not in a suit of any kind. It's,
Right.
it's just Del in a suit.
Okay, right.
So,
So he
with
threw
Del's
Del's
permission, he threw his crystal out of his
Right.
body. It just didn't.
Right. Okay.
And the body is probably just limp and just probably falls off the crystal and just kind of floats into space.
Right.
So we're going to begin from there. The throw heard around the world.
Ding.
It goes off the ships. Both ships see it. You can see there's a reaction from the ships move a little bit. They're not sure what they hit or what's going on. They definitely perceived it. We're now going to roll to see if they see it as a threat.
That's actually amazing that they noticed, like a little tiny thing bouncing off of
That's
the ship
true.
in space,
Yeah.
where there's no sound. I mean, we heard the ting ting, but like clearly,
Yeah.
no one else could possibly.
It was a joke ting ting to us. It's like,
Nobody
yeah,
else
it didn't actually
possibly
make
could have
that
heard
sound.
anything
Yeah.
because there's no sound.
It was
in
probably very
space.
quiet. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I got you.
I don't.
Check.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. He does that to me. He
Anyway.
likes to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, no
So
sound.
it's amazing that they could notice something so small in
So-
the
say it,
outside
Smith.
of a ship.
Say it, Smith.
Shiny.
Was it shiny?
Perhaps.
It's a glowing crystal of magical power. Dings off your ship.
They
And maybe when
see
one
those
dings
every
off
day.
you in life, you may notice that.
I mean,
so.
maybe a glowing crystal of power. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was glowing.
Maybe you, yeah.
all of them.
All the soul
glowing?
crystals actually have light to them. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
They're
okay.
actually aglow. They're
That changes
not. They're
it.
not dull and gray and
I didn't say they were dull and gray. I didn't.
No,
know
but
they
you seem like you thought they weren't glowing. So
were-
they
yes,
are.
I didn't know they were glowing.
They absolutely glow.
Oh, just because they have a color doesn't mean that they glow.
They're like glowworms.
Right.
No, they glow. They have light
Are they all
inside
different
them.
colors? Are they all
Right, I
different
saw
colors?
them with a color.
You have
for
seen
sure.
glowworm?
Not necessarily a glow.
They fought a
Your,
glowworm.
your shirt's not glowing.
No,
Ew.
but it's
Blue.
quite bright.
No, she
It is
wasn't
bright.
a
It's a
glowworm.
bright shirt.
Here we go.
She was a nasty worm.
We're gonna say I'm gonna roll for both ships, and if I get a total of 3 6 amongst both rolls, they investigate.
Total of what?
3 6s.
Okay.
No 6s.
Wow, that's cool.
1 6.
That's so cool.
So one of the ships notices the guy. It's probably, it just turned out to be this.
Space jump.
Probably a rock.
And the other guy did notice. So that you guys and your ship from the distance see the crystal just kind of floating in space, and you can just get glimmers of it. It disappears. You get a glimmer, disappears, and you see all the other ships are moving in like worm wedge, moving in their wedge formation,
formation.
and they're moving towards the capital ship. And a large opening is opening in the capital ship, and I'm going to show you the picture of the capital ship now.
Capital. Yeah, look at that. That's cool looking.
Whoa.
So that looks like a ship. That looks like a.
That does look like a ship.
It's very large,
Definitely
and
ship.
you can see one of the ships that are actually
it
moving
looks
towards
that
it.
futuristic too, like that one.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
So that is the capital ship they're moving towards, right there. And that's what you see. So what do you want to do? You guys are far enough where they're not paying attention to you right now. You don't know if that's going to change.
Is it still? Are they still facing the? Are they still facing Salvation, or are they facing a different way? Like, where are they facing?
They're not. They're facing those ships.
They're
They're,
facing those
they're going
ships.
towards that capital ship.
Okay. And the capital ship is facing which direction? Is that facing
It's
Salvation?
basically facing you.
All
Facing
right,
us.
I'm gonna head forward and go towards where I think the crystal is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way towards the crystal.
Not the big one. His. You know.
The small one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you make your way towards. By the time that you get there, they are docking into the ships.
Okay.
They're docking their ships into the capital ship.
Okay.
His crystal is right outside your hull. Again, you saw it enough where you can just pinpoint it.
Excellent.
And
Do we have anybody on the outside?
No, I think it's just me and you.
It's just the two of us.
I could go. I'll try and go grab it.
Okay. We could. I mean,
You
you could
just
open the hatch and stuff. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
'Cause
Is it easy to get? Just,
yes, because you guys don't. It doesn't matter to you.
we don't require oxygen.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
it's
just
easy.
grab it.
You just open it up. There could be a hole in the ship. There's a hole in the ship. It's right
It
here.
doesn't
Okay.
matter.
You just reach
I
out.
stick my arm out. I roll the window down. And I grab it.
Really? Roll down windows.
Yeah, roll
on
it
this,
down.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So you go out there, you grab the crystal, you bring it inside, and
Put him in Aegis with us.
Yeah,
Unless you want to put him with you. What do you? What suit are you
I'm by
using
myself.
in?
You can put him with me.
It's up to you. Whatever you want.
You can throw him with me.
Okay.
okay. So, Del, you come online. The next thing you feel is life
Imagine I just
within.
put him in my pocket. I just didn't even put him in. He's like,
Yeah, he's totally in.
He's
Del,
totally
what do you
in.
think about that? Great idea. Got it.
yeah. He's just faking the whole time.
Del agrees with me. So that's 2 votes for my thing.
Right.
In fact, why don't you meet everybody? Put them all in
you
here.
know, that's a great idea.
This is a good idea.
This is Del.
What'd you guys
That's a great
say?
idea.
Oh, Del
yeah.
just said this is awesome. You said what now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. He said he hates you.
Del also hits you. Okay, so you retrieve the crystal. The capital ship is now facing you. It's pretty far away, but definitely too close for comfort. What do you want to do?
Turn around.
Yeah, let's go home. Ish.
Back towards the asteroid, I guess.
Okay.
Right? Anybody else have a objective?
just me and
It's
you.
just
Let's
us,
just go,
right?
yeah.
One question.
let's go.
Yep.
Can you see the body that I was in floating around?
Can you see? You guys don't see the body right now. You can go look for it. It's pretty easy to find, I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to go find it. I'm just saying that
It would be
if you can
good.
see it's nearby, we could grab it and
take
go.
a peek for it. Yeah, take a peek.
Yeah, let's.
So-
yeah, especially that we got him that.
Yeah.
You mentioned that.
Okay, so you spend about a minute or two looking for it, and you see it's out there, but it's very close to the ship. Remember, this crystal was thrown, and that one it just fell off the crystal there.
Yeah, that's not. Might not just not bother with that for now.
Yeah,
You can definitely retrieve it, but there will be a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a chance
Yeah,
to give you a little bit of a future.
It sounds pretty risky.
Not worth it.
I don't know. I feel like we could probably recover another suit from the
Probably.
the wreckage or something.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's heading towards the direction of the ship.
The suit?
It's
Yeah.
near the big.
It's
ship.
not really going anywhere. It's just kind of just like floating in space. But it is, I would say it's more than halfway of the distance from you to the capital ship.
close. I don't know if I want to get that
That-
close.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah.
You know, if he was still in the suit,
Yeah,
I'd risk it.
Absolutely.
Sure.
But we got him.
Now we got him.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know if the suit's worth it. He's
Maybe if they
saying no.
leave,
He's
we-
saying it's. I think that's a no. That's a sign for don't do it. All right. I'm down. Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
back
let's go
to
back.
the asteroid.
Okay, so you guys, you fly down. Let's go back to inside the asteroid, below the Salvation Station. You guys, your bodies are waiting while your crystals have been put into the obelisks on the side, and both of you have gone into a spiritual plane of some sort, and you're standing with an individual that looks like a human being. He has tattoos all over him. He has no hair, and he has a crystal, an amethyst, in his forehead. And he just said to you that his name is Altari. Around you, you see what appears to be the entire solar system, or a good portion of it at least. And obviously something that you never even dreamed of or thought of. You're just beginning your adventure into the stellar, but now you're seeing it as if you're like looking at the mini map of the entire solar system. You can begin from there. He just said his name.
My name is Zeraxel.
Altari. Oh, I've heard that name before. Where have I heard that?
Sorry. I am Asha.
It is nice to meet you. I have observed you for a bit.
How?
You are on a space station in a stellar. First of its kind.
That's right.
How did you know that? Observed us how?
From here, like this, I can observe anything in the entire Andarian system.
Where are we?
Physical locality would be something that is very different than what you're experiencing now. In essence, we are everywhere and nowhere at once. Look before you.
Oh, I remember.
Here.
You were. My uncle said a name, the Altari, Crystal, in the ship they were building in Sunken City. Yeah, that's where I know that name from.
Out of game, I remind you that he cannot hear. Actually, no, he
Yeah.
didn't go in.
Yeah,
wait.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm in there.
The three of us did.
Oh, you three of you did. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
We needed three of us.
Val
Actually,
didn't
I'm sorry. So
Val
you
didn't
are.
go.
Yes,
I'm
I'm sorry.
there. Yeah.
So Gilda, you are there. So his answer to you is, I have been assisting in Daria for a time now. I am trying to prevent the stellar war that is in a dormant state from reigniting. So wherever I can do something to equal the sides, I do so.
Where are you from? Why is this your job?
My order is one that is called Star Seekers. And our first duties is to restore or maintain balance amongst the systems. We see the celestial balance as being very delicate. We do what we can to preserve it. Some of us, if able to, if willing, are able to move on to the next step, to become celestial being. The highest form of that would be of the highest frequency, Andar himself, a star. But at this modest level, we maintain, we observe.
What level are you at?
My order is early on.
Were you ever human?
Yes, in a sense.
And how did you become a Star Seeker?
It was granted to me
By whom?
by a celestial. I was chosen.
Which celestial?
It's not one I think you would know.
Why?
Havan. Havan?
Havan. How? Why were you chosen?
I believe that I was chosen for my clarity of thought, my patience, my ability to see things from multiple sides, multiple perspectives.
What do your markings mean?
They are part of my journey. Whenever I have an important moment of my existence, I make sure that it's marked on my body through arcane magic.
How long ago were you human?
I believe it to be more than not quite 2,000 years,
Wow, that's old.
but a bit less.
Gilda.
Why did you make those obelisks that brought us here?
When I realized that a piece of the heart of Andaria was still floating in space within this asteroid, I sought to use its power to protect it and to tap into it. I required a stone of empowerment. The obelisks do that.
A stone of empowerment
Yes.
to protect Andaria.
The stones allow me to enhance my ability to travel within the crystal.
So these stones around you, do you place them as you need within the obelisks?
Yes, it took a long time to place them, and to build them, and carve them. But it is needed for me to do what you see in front of you.
So this entire time you stay in this meditative state? Your physical body, that is?
Not all the time, but much of it, yes.
And what do you know of these beings that are here
What beings?
upon this asteroid? There are beings just outside of this temple. Well, not just outside. It's
The Crystalborn.
yes, a crystal ball.
They've been changed.
Yes. That seems like an imbalance.
Indeed. It is
But-
in balance.
And they are of Andaria.
Yes.
So how do you engage with them?
How do I engage with them? I
How
have
do you
no.
protect them? How do you... What of them?
You are looking at matters that are, once again, a part of the journey. I do not interfere with every single thing that happens. And sometimes the road must go backwards before it can go forward. You are here talking to me because of them. And because you are here, you can take the next step.
You are here to protect Andaria.
Not only Andaria, to protect the system.
The entire solar system.
Yes, the Andarian system has been in a bit of a dormant war with each other, with all the other planets. Andaria has been targeted. Andaria is seen to be the favorite of all the worlds. It is in a spot closest to Andar. The others are not.
A spot closest to Andar.
Life is easy here. It is not the same elsewhere.
Doesn't seem easy now. There's much war upon Andaria.
Indeed.
So you're telling me that other systems are targeting Andaria,
Other worlds.
other worlds are targeting Andaria
Yes.
because they want to live on Andaria?
They want to destroy it, they want to take it over, they want to use it. Think of any sort of malicious intent amongst your world that you know, and how everyone can have their own purpose for this valuable thing.
And
It is the
how
same.
many? How many is that? How many worlds
How
is that? How many worlds is
There
that?
There are 5 worlds that exist within the system.
The system that we're looking at right now?
Yes.
5 worlds. And they're all coming for Andaria.
No, they are not.
How many are?
I would say 2 at the moment.
What are the 5 worlds?
Andaria, of course, is the first. Zir, Z-I-R, is a world that is of old. Powerful warriors and technology. This world went dormant. We do not know the history of this world entirely because it went out of its light a long time ago. To travel it would be to walk a world that once was.
So it's been silence
Indeed.
of its own accord, or
We do not know, but we do believe that there was a greater war.
Is there any life on it?
If there is any life on it, we have not encountered it yet.
and after Zir?
Well, Zir is very far out. There's also Valdor.
Eldor.
Valdor are very powerful mentalists. They live a collective experience amongst their society. They are masters of the mind. Their world is mostly barren, and is located somewhat distant in the Dalgon belt. He points to it.
It's beautiful.
You've encountered one of their kind.
Gatrin?
No, Dragano.
Drogano is from
Drogano?
Valdor.
It's Valdorian.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
That makes sense.
I mean, I personally hadn't run up against him, but the others have.
Dragano came in contact with the crystal, who gained more power, and sent himself in that crystal to try to oust the world of Andaria. To see it destroyed, to take it over, for whatever aim.
And what else? What other worlds?
Wait. So when Drogano came here as a Valdorian to take over Andaria,
He came here in the form of a star. His soul, spiritually inside the star.
this is a part of the war that you're talking about for Andaria.
Yes, that happened a long time ago. Before me, before much of anything else. But that was a desire to oust Andaria. And when he did, all sorts of things happened. I'm sure your history tells of this. Of course, there are many different tales and perspectives of this. I've heard many from Red Knight and from the Archmage, some of your ancients. But nonetheless, Drogano came here in that form to try to rival Andar and to take the system from him. When he got close to Andaria, he caused a collision. He tried to destroy Andaria. And there was a great battling. In the end, Drogano was trapped inside Andaria. The heart of Andaria, its moon. The rest is history. I believe your historians call it the Celestial War.
Yes.
So that chapter is closed. Now Kairin, who I believe your Andarian species is dealing with now, their predicament is quite different. They are further out into space, almost an exoplanet, if you will. They reside in the dark, and they prefer it that way. They see the ancients as controlling. They do not wish to have their life associated with a sort of spirit that guides them. Do not want to be connected to a planet or anything else. They want to be in control of their own free will. And how you see free will is not how they see it. They have but this one existence, and when it's over, it's over.
For
So,
them.
so they see you, a crystal born, and they see you as having a soul enlightened inside, and they see that as an attachment to Andaria. They see you as an extension of that. And they will only deal with you or have you near them if that soul is purged. Their planet, as I continue, as you know, the convergence of a great amount of energy coming to your world, they know that as the rapture. Their world was shattered. This was part of the war between the ancients and their world. This, of course, was the Red Knight's doing. Dragano tried to send his essence out and tried to destroy that world with the help of others. The Red Knight saw that was happening, and instead of the soul essence going to them or the places, his plan, as I see it, was to, if it's going to be destroyed, I'll destroy it, and I will gain as much power as I can. So the Red Knight finished the job. The world is now a shattered remain, but the people of Kairin are resourceful, and they created a star, or something of a star, using crystal. They call it the Everstar. And now their world that once was is now shattered remains that orbit around this central blue star, out in deep space.
Where does the star get its light from?
Itself. The crystal inside. It's self-sustaining.
How big is this crystal?
Oh, enormous. The size of a small star.
And they're okay with that light.
Yes. That light requires none of them. It requires nothing from them.
Where did they find it?
They created the star.
Created it.
They created the star, yes. They see the crystals as technology.
Oh.
That's it. So when they see life inside of that crystal, to them, that is not natural.
So how is the crystal glowing without life inside of it?
Their technology is very different than yours. Their technology can tap directly into it. There's a ship overhead right now. Actually, we can see it here. You look down, you see like a large capital ship that's floating over where you guys are. It's pretty much right on the map.
Do we see it? Do we feel like we're corporeal still? Like, do we have like the? Are we all like in his consciousness, or are we?
You're
as
not
our
in his
bodies?
consciousness. You're basically in like a spiritual, like a mystical form. However you think you feel is what you feel.
Okay.
But that ship down there uses crystals for power the same way. Your species are very different. Know that they hate you. That is just the way of things.
Are there any planets that aren't a threat to Andaria, on which there is life that could possibly aid us?
Well, there is my planet, which is further out. It's in another system, though. It's called Arathia. We are a friendly species.
Friendly.
But they won't be involved. Andaria is truly on its own here. Andaria has a deep history. Again, as I told you, that is beyond this stellar battle that happens now. But the furthest back it goes to is the planet Zir. There's even a stronghold at the end of your system, the stronghold of Zir. And it is a stronghold that is dormant of an amazing technology that anyone who's traversed it has died during the process. It is guarded by its own systems and such. And it is a remnant of whatever galactic war happened before. Now floating in endless space.
It's still there.
It is still there, not far from the Zir homeworld.
What was their technology made of?
We know very little about it. I can only see what's on the surface. I have not been there.
You said there was 5 planets in this system, but you only spoke of 4. What's the other one? You said there was 5 planets. You only spoke
Yes.
of 4.
Right.
So what's the other one?
Was Arathia the fifth?
Arathia is not in the same system.
Arathia is in another system.
So it's Valdor, Zir,
Yes.
Karen, and Daria. And what's the last?
That one I shall not speak of this time.
Why?
Is that bad?
You are beginning your journey into the stellar. You will learn things in a certain order. And there are some things you are not ready for. That planet you are not ready for. And when you find out, you will know why.
Does it serve as a threat?
Unfortunately, I will speak no more on this.
Okay.
Thank you, Altari.
You are here to prevent a stellar war from continuing, from happening.
Yes. My orders are to keep and maintain the balance of the system as best I can.
What systems are coming for Andaria?
There are no systems at this time. Well, there is much war that is going on. But to give you an example, there's a great war amongst the astral elves and the dwarves in a system not so far away from here, but one that I do not believe will affect you, at least at this time. And they fight over astral crystal.
Where is astral crystal abundant? Most abundant in our system.
There is astral crystal on Cadron, on their core world, which is the one that is inhabited by the parts of their species that have not adapted to their changes. They're sort of seekers of light, not sentient really anymore.
We saw some of them.
There is a high abundance of it on Zir, but I do not recommend you go to any of these places. Figure out what you must, but as you are beginning your journey to the stellar, you could go too far.
We came out into the stellar to find crystals to help us protect our own kind on Andaria from
Yes.
the dragons.
Yes, this is unfortunate. You fight the dragons.
Yeah.
Right now, Kaven believes that the ancients are not gone, and they believe that the dragons work for the ancients. This is the only reason that Kaven has really not attacked Andaria. Their ships could not withstand an ancient dragon. These are
so.
these are the very beings that you seek to oust from your world. And of course, you do not want to be ruled by them,
Right.
and they do not want to be ruled by you.
They don't want to live in peace with us. They want to rule over us.
They do want your obedience, yes.
Even the capital ship that we see, that ship would stand no chance against a dragon.
An ancient dragon? No. But Kaven has an army, and an entire armada of these ships. The royal ships are triple the size of this one. There are veritable fortresses floating in space.
Well, dragons aren't able to travel that far out into the stellar.
No. Which is why there is a bit of a stalemate here. As you see, I have given this information to you, and not to your entire world, because it is hard to take in, hard to understand. Your problems, in this sense, by knowing this, become smaller and yet somehow bigger. But you must deal with the threat of Karen, because they are at your doorstep.
Why do the dragons hate the Crystalborn so?
The dragons see the Crystalborn as not being natural. They see it as a perversion of life.
Technically, they're the same. Maybe we can get them to see their similarities.
It's been 50 years, Asha.
They were created just like Crystalborn were. I mean, all the Red Knights.
Before this 50 years began, no one was able to speak sense into the dragons.
I understand.
They see the Crystalborn as created by the gnomes. Which they were, in a sense.
Gnomes, Red Knight, what's the difference? They were created.
Imagine being a being that reveres themselves in the ego as almost godlike, maybe perhaps a step away, and then the creatures that you deem to be so insignificant create an entire species. To them, it's
Blasphemy?
almost like the smaller species is playing God, and what do they have to do with that? What is it their right to do that? We are the ones that are set to take over the world when the ancients go. We're next in line, but they are creating an entire species.
They've got some nerve. That's how they see it.
I understand.
Indeed. Does not make it right, does not make it wrong, and that is their perspective.
It's nonsensical.
Well,
Why are you giving us this information?
you may believe that you are simple explorers in this world, but you are much more than that.
Why?
What are we?
I really wasn't prepared to reveal this to you, but I guess since you're asking me directly. He walks up to you and to you. And he goes like this to your head. And all of a sudden you realize there's a crystal in your forehead.
Me too?
Yes. To two of you.
That's weird.
You are Star Seekers. Except you are from a different order than I am.
What are you talking about?
My orders are to maintain balance. But there are others in our order that are different. They are sent into the different worlds to be born again over and over, to learn and to assist, to help. You have walked this planet before as other physical beings, but with the same soul, of course. You're on a mission that has been completed, yet not completed. And you continue it. You serve the Andarian system as I do, but in a much different way.
No. What? How could this happen? How can I not remember if I was sent to protect the Andarian system?
How could we not feel this gem in our head this whole time?
I was born in the dark, and I came out to the stellar. How could I have been a Star Seeker? How could this have happened to me? How could I not remember any of it?
Were we placed there?
You have placed yourself there. It was your choice.
How long ago?
I do not know when you started, but I know that the two of you specifically have done much for this world. You've had at least 2 or 3 incarnations on Kairin yourself.
On Kairin?
Yes.
Perhaps that's why you chose the dark.
Do you wish to see one of your prior existences?
You mean I'm being reborn in different places? As different people?
Yes.
Prove it to me.
So this all of a sudden,
Do me.
all of a sudden,
You know what happened yet.
You see, and Gilder, by the way, has just like a front row seat to all this.
Eat my popcorn.
You look over, and you see someone that you've seen in storybooks. You see Abyssia, and you look over and you see Holgar. And Abyssia and Holgar are, in sense, actually standing there, looking at each other. You can interact with each other as either characters.
No, don't do that to me right now. Nope, not ready for this.
Ow.
Oh, wait, are we seeing each other for the first time in a long time?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I run and hug him. Where are we?
I don't know. Do you know where we are?
Do we see what's around us? Or do we...
Yeah.
Are we remembering now that...
In this state, you're remembering a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we
you also-
remember that we are Star Seekers?
Right.
Yeah, that you hear a purpose. Yeah.
Do we know that we're also, at the same time, Asha and
Yeah.
Zraxel?
Yeah.
Oh.
Could you have imagined this adventure? When it all began?
Do we know Altari?
Yeah.
Altari.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you again too, my friend.
Atari.
I'm sorry to summon your souls here for a second, but I am advising one of your alternate timelines.
He doesn't believe you, does he?
No.
She's excited, isn't she?
Yes. I will leave you to your own stories. Now it's just Asha and Zraxel.
Wow.
This can't be.
Even the one here, Gilder, is on the beginning of trying to become a Star Seeker. Val, Del, these are ones that are beginning their journey, trying to repeat, to be seen by the Celestials, in hopes that they will be chosen. Everyone around you is trying to help this system out. The ultimate goal is peace, love, harmony, all these things.
Did I see Vistia and Hogar?
Say again?
Said,
Do you
did
know
I
them?
see? Did I see Vistia and Hogar too?
Yes.
Wow, they look just like the Snuggies.
Listen. Hogar's mission was to fight Dragano. Now we know Dragano was an invader from another planet, from another system.
Yes. This was known to a few.
Our mission is to protect Andaria. Andaria is under attack by dragons.
Yes.
Our mission wasn't to affect a stellar war. I came out here to explore. I came out here to find crystals to aid our people back home. We're not prepared for this.
Well, maybe now that we know what we truly are, we can call upon other resources or...
In a more powerful state, that is something you could do. Now, at the beginning of your journey, I've just pulled back the curtain. You've seen a bit of it. But you would have to gain much more power to tap these resources, as you say.
How would we do that?
Meditation would be the beginning. And knowledge would be the second part.
He read a book recently.
Ah,
so he knows.
you read a book.
I did.
The book.
Amazing.
I read.
Well, that
something.
is a good start.
How many books would I have to read?
At least 3. One could be a small one.
No pictures though.
No pictures. Pictures ruin
Nice
it.
try.
Big font.
Look at this font. 54 size. This won't get you to godliness.
This one's a pop-up book.
Here,
It is amusing.
Technomancy for idiots. Take this one. Technomancy for idiots. Here you go.
Your mission is to, in a way, stop the dragons or destroy it, but your mission should be to bring yourself in harmony with these dragons. Show them that you deserve everything that they deserve.
How many different people back on Andaria, how many different species have tried to negotiate with the dragons?
Not that many.
How many Star Seekers have tried to negotiate with dragons?
The only negotiations that happened so far were one in an alternate timeline between your soul and the dragon known as Atlas in your prior existence to this one. Also, they were convinced to join the war against Dragano.
How?
That was done in a meeting that was brought forth by Onyx
So it could have been done.
and one of your kind called Garthard. Or Gathard.
So it can be done.
It can be done.
From what I understand, part of the reason that Atlas wants to take over Andaria is because he feels as if the negotiations between himself and Hutch went bad. He feels he was betrayed.
There's good and bad on all sides. There's right and wrong. There's error on all sides. You look for these moments in our existence where we truly change or evolve, or have a revelation. We all seek this. seek it in others, and you will change much more. You will follow your own destiny. I tell you what I see. You could fight the dragons. Perhaps you win. And then you will defend the planet. You could also align yourself with them. Or make them see you for who you really are. There are numerous timelines that you could create and manifest and cultivate to create the existence that you wish. Choose the path that you wish.
Do you believe that you have that ability, Zaraxel?
To do what?
To choose the path that we wish?
Of course. And listen, now that we know that Kayrin wants to attack Andaria, of course it would be beneficial for us to ally ourselves with the dragons.
Yes.
And it would be beneficial for the dragons as well.
Yes.
I just don't know that it can be done. Dragons see themselves as superior to us, to all of us, to everyone else on Andaria. If I tell them there's another planet, there's another system out there coming to destroy Andaria, they'll tell us they don't need our help.
You see him look around like this. We are in danger. You must go. I will see you soon.
How?
But he said there was 2 planets coming together. What was the other one?
You're standing back in the room, and your gems are no longer in the obelisk. They're actually back in your suits.
Whoa.
What color was my gem, by the way?
Your soul crystal?
Yeah. No, my gem in my head.
They would all be amethyst. We're gonna swip over. So you guys are flying down from the top. You reach Salvation, and you land. What do you want to do?
I guess let's
Let's find the others.
Yeah, let's go in. Find the others. Go
Make-
to the facility. Yeah.
Make your way inside. You go back to the facility. You go down, correct? And you see the Crystal Born in their new physical forms. You see the crystal that is Sparky, and that's where you're at. What do you want to do?
Oh yeah, we don't know they're there.
We don't know where they went exactly.
Is there any crystal born around? Are there any?
Yes,
Do you know where our companions went?
I believe they went below.
Can we use the comms?
He points.
Okay, just go.
All right.
Use your comms. Ask.
Oh, that's right. He's with
We
us.
have
He can
comms.
tell us to do that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Comes.
It's a good idea, but you thought of it.
Comms.
It's a good idea, but I can't let them know that you thought of it. You know what? We have comms.
Quiet, pocket crystal.
Don't make me take you out.
Zaraxel, do you hear us? You
Um,
there? Asha.
Hey,
No one answers.
No. They're
Who's
in
that?
the obelisk right now. They can't talk.
Hey.
Yeah, there's some kind of temple down here, and Zaraxel just like went right up to a crystal obelisk, like without even saying anything, and just jammed his crystal in there. And then we tried to take him out. We tried to take him out, and he got really upset.
We did take him anyway.
It did not go well.
Oh my god.
So Gilder and Aisha are put theirs in the other 2 obelisks, and now they're all glowing. And there's a guy in here with a crystal in his head, and he's also glowing. And I've been sitting here by myself for a while, and I don't know what's going on. Should I just pull them out, or should I just leave them in there? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. We just got back to the mining facility.
We'll be there. We'll be there soon.
We were able to recover Dell, his crystal.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we lost the
It's quite
suit,
a
but we
jog
got
down
him.
here. Like we traveled for a very long time to get down here.
To get. Oh, it's far. Where you?
Yeah,
where
it's
you
very
went?
far.
Okay.
So anyways,
Let's get moving then.
Should we come there or?
it's better to meet him halfway, if anything. They'll make it back up and we'll meet him.
Should I pull them out of the crystals? Like, and
No,
nobody's
they might be on a
talking or
spiritual quest.
anything.
Just let them do it.
We don't want to interrupt anything.
Crystals, obelisks. Let's just.
So do you want me to just leave them in here and come up and meet you, or are you going to come down here? What do you want to do?
We'll make our way downtown. I mean, down there.
Hold on, wait. Question. Should we not try and fix the guns, just in case those things come down to attack us?
I missed what he said.
He's
Try
asking
to fix the surface guns.
fix the surface guns.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's fix the surface guns.
Yeah, we could maybe fix one. I mean, like
That's the
you know,
spirit.
like-
We can maybe
All
fix
right.
one.
I mean, we got that
We gonna do
huge
one.
capital ship up
We're gonna
there.
do one.
That's true. They could
They
probably.
want to come down
They'll
here
just lay
and
us out.
just,
No,
like,
yeah, you're
What
right.
are we gonna
That's
do?
like
Fix one gun?
fix
I
one
mean,
gun.
that's gonna take all day probably.
Yeah, they're just huge siege weapons designed to protect the station from exactly.
that
them.
we took out with a small ship kind of easily.
Right, right.
No, remember,
I
you
think
got
we
in
should
underneath
fix
them.
In general,
Ah,
but
yeah.
I don't know.
Not right
like,
now.
Us right now, like that's
Yeah.
that's the best use of our time right now. We got people sticking their crystals and things and all kinds of stuff. We don't know what's going on, so I don't know if that's the best move. at the
People
moment.
sticking their crystals in things.
That's right.
So we've been doing all quests.
I feel like Grandpa came along in the quest. Here we go. People sticking their crystals in things.
All this
guns.
Sticking your crystals in anything these days.
In my day, you
Yeah.
put your crystal in one spot, you never moved it. These days, you don't even know where your crystal's been.
Your soul stayed in your body
Put
back
your
in my
crystal here,
day.
put your crystal in an obelisk, put it in this suit, put it in that suit.
Yeah,
you
you,
just
don't know
put
where those
stuff
suits
anywhere.
been.
Why'd you take it out? It's too big to go back in.
You never get it back. the way it was.
get back.
Your crystal.
Same size.
Anyway,
So anyways,
Oh yeah.
I gotta go.
I mean, I don't know. So all right, what do you want to do? Should we go down there?
let's just go
Should
down.
we at least go look at the guns and see what it would take to fix them? At least then we have an idea.
Do that.
okay, you're gonna stay up here.
Then
and
we can always get down.
I'm gonna say it's gonna take about an hour
To evaluate.
to evaluate because you don't know what it is. You have to find it, figure out where it's damaged, figure out how to build it and fix it. I think an hour at least
Sure.
to assess it.
So you want to do that first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, you guys make your way back up to the top, and that's
All right.
what you begin
That's
doing.
what we're gonna
I
do.
just have a question. Wasn't one of the guns just powered down, not destroyed?
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
You cannot go there now. She just metagamed.
I thought we destroyed it anyway.
That's true. We did.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
Oh,
pretty
did
sure
you?
that we
Yeah, yeah,
destroyed
yeah,
it
yeah.
anyway.
I-
that
We
was-
powered down.
That was my call.
That
said- and then
happened,
you destroyed
and
it?
then we
Yeah.
destroyed
Okay.
it.
That was my- I
I'm
told-
pretty sure, and
that was
I'm
my
pretty
call,
sure
yeah,
it was
yeah.
you.
I forgot that.
But
Yeah.
now
think
that
we
he
did that.
said it, it's not.
Right. So now it works
But now-
perfectly. So that's what happens when you
Reverse
metagame.
metagame.
Still broken. They're all still broken.
We metagame for our
We're
own
still in
benefit.
the same place
Sorry.
that we were.
I'm
Right, right.
story-wise.
We just wasted a
Speed.
minute.
Yeah, I can't remember if you
I'm
guys left
pretty
it or
sure
not.
we
No,
still
we
destroyed
absolutely
it.
destroyed it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So then, yeah, they're all destroyed.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, it's good we
I had a
we have
screw-
Miles with us.
I had
We
a
can-
screw these guys moment. Let's destroy
He's
it
got
anyway.
the eyes for
Yeah.
this. We'll have Miles take a look at it.
Okay,
While
so
they're doing that, can I investigate this chamber that I'm in and see if there's anything interesting in here?
Awesome.
you spend you're just waiting around. So you spend the next amount of time just looking around and trying to see what you can learn about this area.
Awesome.
Okay, a lot of time passes. You guys are up on the guns. Val is downstairs outside the obelisk looking around. Near the end of that hour, you hear like a large, kind of like a humming sound.
I don't like
Oh
that.
boy,
I hate that.
here they come.
And you hear outside, it's like, and everything seems to be like pulsing and like shaking and vibrating.
Are we on the surface?
Yeah, you're underneath in a structure right at the surface.
I will go out and look up at the sky.
Yeah,
I do that.
I'll follow him.
you look at the sky and
Jeez, not again.
Oh man!
It gets bigger every time.
And you see-
Man.
and you see it's like coming down over the entire facility.
Great.
Hey, calm, guys. We gotta go.
We got company. The,
Yeah,
the capital ship is on its way to the surface.
Val, in the time that you're down there, in just under an hour, you see there are many offshoots that go down into what we'll describe right now as some sort of temple or ancient place. You don't find anything significant, but you do find the walls are filled with some sort of writing that is similar to the writing and markings on Altari, the man sitting in the center.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So
We're going back
what's
downstairs.
going on up guys?
Down. We want to go back in the facility and head
Val's,
down.
Val's asking you what's happening.
Oh, the capital ship appears to be incoming. I don't
Oh,
know if
wonderful.
It's going to try to land, but it's
We're
here.
making our way down to you.
So we're going to, yeah.
There are
go
some
down
tunnels
there.
down here that appear to go deeper into this temple place, but I haven't got a chance to take a look at them yet. I didn't want to get too far from the main chamber.
I like that idea. Let's do that.
All right. You want him to wait for us?
Let's go. Let's go meet him where he is.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We're going to try to meet up with you.
That sounds like the better excursion than that.
Go
let's
down.
not do that.
Yeah, we're coming down.
Yeah, we're going.
Okay, you guys make your way down. Eventually, what happens to you guys happens. You come out, and you're in your suits walking around. Val is there with you. Gilder is obviously still there with you, and you can hear the two of them in their suits coming down the steps, and everything is starting to vibrate. You're all
Did they
together.
just, like,
You can role play.
There's a giant ship out in the sky outside. It's a
The
problem.
ones. It's the ones that took the
We're
crystal.
we're
They took
absolutely
the big crystal.
in a very bad position.
Okay. We might
So-
not be.
Did you guys learn anything good with all your crystal stuff? Anything?
Yeah, it was mind blowing.
Nah.
Nothing interesting? No? Okay.
So,
All right. Listen, I know we're here to protect Andaria, but apparently there's much, much bigger things happening.
Yeah. Like the huge ship above our heads about to squash us?
Well,
That will be part of it.
Let me tell you a story.
I guess I don't
Once upon a
know into it
time.
right now.
Okay. All right. Well, is there something we should be doing right now?
We have to. I think we should either lay low or get out of here. Like,
can I look around the temple, look around where we are, for anything that might signify that we're in a craft or something that could lead where we are?
oh, interesting.
Okay, what do you look for?
I just look along the walls, or I look to see if there's anything that would give signs of, like, I guess the crystal technology for us to.
Okay, you start investigating the walls. You guys wasn't explained to you now, but just to remind you of it, there is a man with a crystal in his head that is meditating in the center of
like
this room.
right there? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's Altari.
Oh.
Is he awake?
Not
His
really.
eyes are closed.
Well, why don't you ask him? Instead of going around looking, just go ask him, wake him up.
You,
Hey, do you guys have that kind of vibe with him? Like, can you ask him something?
We were.
I go up to him and I just whisper
You
in his
were
ear.
what?
What?
We were in.
Altari, is
inside
this
the-
a ship?
Stop breathing on me.
Okay.
Jeez.
He doesn't move.
We spoke to him inside the obelisk.
Oh.
All right.
The way that,
that's great.
his the crystals are arranged in front of him. Are they around him?
Yeah. Not in
In-
any particular order. Just kind of laying there.
Okay.
Did he tell you anything that, that we need to know right this second for what's going on?
Well,
You hear some sort of new noise, something's different happening, and you feel like very far you're hearing what you'll only describe as an army, troops,
Jeez.
battle movement.
We are in a very bad spot, guys.
Can we just
Let's go deeper.
Find this
Russell,
place?
what if we start putting some of these crystals in the obelisks?
What if we...
That
can we
didn't work
hide
last
this
time.
temple?
Why would it work this time?
We hide the path down here? How we got down here?
No, we didn't put the.
The path is very direct. It's just one staircase that keeps going down, down, down.
Let's build a second.
We could just...
Go
This
this way.
real staircase this way.
We could probably block it off. Like, if we just,
Staircase left, so they went home.
I don't know. I mean, we'd be stuck down here, obviously, but...
Yes.
That would not be great.
What
but
is our
Well, you said there's other tunnels, right?
cone crystal wild?
there was a
Yeah.
mention.
So
of
let's
other,
go look through the
Yes.
other tunnels.
So this room goes on, and eventually, it's kind of like rock facing here, and then all of a sudden turns back into like a temple form where it's actually like crafted rock, and that goes on for 4 outshoots.
Let's go through that.
That's what Val found.
Cool. I mean,
Mayhaps we go.
we could just go, or we could think about, again, trying to.
It sounds like there's an army coming.
Yeah.
So you're saying no, just go.
I say we just go. Just get moving.
Should we go all together?
Do you want to take this guy with us?
Are we gonna leave him?
He doesn't seem like he wants to move. He's meditating.
He seems very confident in not moving.
I'm pretty sure he can't move.
Yeah,
Altari, there's danger coming.
What?
You wanna
Yeah,
come
he
with
told
us?
us.
He told you.
Okay,
there
all
was
right. I
danger
think we have to go.
coming? Okay.
Are we leaving him here?
I think we have to.
You said he told you there was danger coming.
All
Maybe he knows things.
How many crystals are in
Can you
front
go
of
back on the obelisk and ask him?
right, take some crystals.
All of a sudden, you see Sparky in his rainbow transparent form
Yeah.
running down the stairs.
Yeah.
Get out of here! And he disappears.
Oh, jeez.
man.
Let's
Come
go!
on, let's go!
Oh man,
you take the
fine.
crystals?
Go. No, I don't know.
Leave the crystals here with him.
Oh, God.
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we run.
Pick a direction.
Run.
Let's go.
Tunnel number
2.
2.
2?
2.
That's the worst tunnel.
That's the crazy bad tunnel.
How embarrassing.
How
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
Dan went home and cried himself to
It should be embarrassing. He had to have Sparky come and tell us to run.
Yeah, like,
Come on. Seriously.
He had to yell
We're
at us
the
to
ones who
move.
should be embarrassed here, okay? As players.
Should we run from the giant army?
Yeah, seriously.
There's a giant stellar war happening. You guys have been selected. What do we do next?
Let's stand around.
Why aren't they moving?
Stand
Why aren't
around
they
and talk
moving?
for another while.
Why aren't they moving?
We
All
run.
right. We're going.
Down to tunnel 2.
Tunnel 2.
To where?
Tunnel
Well,
to
we
2.
don't know where it goes. We'll find out.
Tunnel Safety.
To where?
Safety. Keep going.
Tony,
Keep going.
is this classified as a dungeon now?
Tunnel 2.
You guys head down tunnel 2, and it's a lot more stairs, of course, going down further and further.
That's a good sign.
You get to a point where you're hearing like some sort of mechanism. You're not sure what it is, and it's kind of in the dark because you don't really have anything to see right now.
I have a torch.
We have torches.
We have the magic torch, yeah.
You
I
pull
have an
out,
arcane torch.
you pull out your torches, and you can see, and you come to a point where you see that there's walls, and the walls have these glyphs on them, and the walls are moving.
Do the glyphs look like what was on Artari's body?
They look like, no, but not so dissimilar. They're different. Someone else made these.
I push one of the pieces of the wall. See if it goes in.
There's no pieces outside of the wall. Just the walls are shifting and to the ceiling, and then they shift over back to a wall. Literally, everything is just rotating.
Oh. It's
Oh,
just
the
like
wall
Tony,
and
are
the
these
ceiling on the
traps?
floor.
Yes, everything
I'm
is
sorry.
rotating.
How far to the other side?
It is moving in sections. The section is about 50 feet.
Does it look like just like wall designs moving, or is it just like actual physical structure?
The actual physical wall is moving, and there are
Oh.
glyphs on the wall, ceiling, the whole thing.
So it's
the
50
ground
feet.
moving too?
Yes.
So it's
So, like,
50
the
feet.
whole
Imagine a
room-
hallway. The whole entire hallway is switching. Yeah,
Jeez. Okay.
Okay.
and it feels like a mechanism.
Is this
It's
a
not
50
right
feet
magic.
across, though.
Yeah.
All right, I activate my boosters and I just
Yeah, boost.
Okay.
jet myself
Nice.
across.
You boost through. You go through the first one, and there's another section, and there's another section, and then you go somewhere else.
Where does he go?
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
Where's
run,
it go?
I'm gonna
Let me
try
know.
To, I'm gonna try to run through the first section.
Okay.
Oh,
So you
Lord.
guys, you run through this,
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do it.
and you're not gonna make it to the end because you don't have something like that. But when you don't make it, you just get
Like a rock tumbler.
I assume. Yeah,
right.
right.
You get tumbled around.
It's moving fast.
Not so fast, but fast enough.
Fast enough.
Fast enough where like you wish it was slower.
I would try to
Uh,
run towards the one side so that there's less tumbling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
like-
if
like-
I know that
Wait.
It's
turning
coming,
like
just like-
this,
yeah, you're
I
running
would
to the
run
new-
towards that corner so
Yeah.
that I have the most amount of time, hopefully, before.
If I have mag boots,
Anyway,
am I able
Okay,
to walk
great.
across easier?
You know what? You do it, and it works. You get tumbled around, and you work
Sweet.
your way through.
Can I walk through with
Aisha.
mag boots easily?
With
Aisha,
what?
let
Mag
me.
boots.
That's true. Mag boots.
Yeah.
It's not made of metal.
Aisha, just allow me to teleport.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. Yes.
It's
Val.
There
Okay.
you go.
Val
Okay, so whoever's with
teleports
Val, you
Oh,
just
yeah.
you
We're just
kinda
gonna-
blink
we're
through
just
it.
gonna
us. Val's with us,
teleport.
Okay.
You guys get through it. It's a very odd mechanism. You don't know why or what it's doing, but you get through it, and there's 3 segments of it, and eventually you get to the other side, and you're now in a room that is circular with no door.
Is there anything in the middle?
How'd we get in here?
No, I mean no other door anywhere to go besides the hallway.
Oh,
you go.
it's
Like it's a dead end.
Then
We're just now in a circle.
like, what?
There are no other ways to go.
Is there anything in the middle of the room?
No. So the ground is the same thing, has all the glyphs on it. That goes across. The glyphs are in like squares. It goes across to the end and meets the circle. There's nothing else on the walls except for these markings.
I want to investigate the
Tony?
markings.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
pass skill
Oh, I can
called
read languages.
puzzles.
I have
Languages.
languages.
I'll allow languages. If
Okay.
anyone has history, this is a good time to use history.
how many
Yes,
squares
I've
are on
got
the floor?
2.
They're all about a foot
I
in
have history.
diameter.
I have
How many are
history.
There's probably
Yeah.
about almost 100.
I have history and languages.
You got both.
Yes.
I'll let you combine the whole thing together.
This is all you. We need you.
I am
Yes.
history lord.
I am Reek.
Lord of history. I am not a nerd.
Are there also glyphs on the walls of the circle?
Can I roll?
Hookworm. Whoa!
I'm going to investigate.
Does this count? 1, 2.
Yes!
I don't know what you
3,
roll.
6.
Was that a roll?
I got a
Do
6.
your
Three
5s count too, or just
sixes.
6s?
Oh.
What indicates that?
Hold on.
Rich is checking for you.
I rolled a 6.
You, any knowledge skills?
I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5.
Any knowledge skills are 1 lower, so
So 1, 2,
yes,
3,
it would
4.
be.
Yeah, so
Okay,
5
5 sixes.
So 5 plus 1, you guys have 6 questions. You must ask each one within 30 seconds. Starting now.
Is this a craft?
Is this correct?
Is this
Craft.
Craft. I heard
Are
you.
we in
I
a
heard
craft?
you.
I don't know
Thank you.
the answer to that question. Is
Oh,
this
yeah.
correct?
This spacecraft.
No.
Have we ever seen any of these markings before?
Who's we?
That's a good question.
Myself and Asha,
Asha.
No.
since we're investigating.
No.
Can I detect what it? Can I read what it says? I have to be able to read what it says if I have language.
So you
Is that the
no.
Go-
That's not.
go
That's not how
go
exactly
further
how it
back.
works.
Go
So-
further back.
This is so ancient
I'm getting
that
really
you
bad
can
chop
get
in the video.
information from it and figure it out. The questions are what you're able to read when you decipher it. It's markings that have like metaphorical significance and such.
Okay.
So you can say, oh, this means here because the moon is placed over here. This means fertility and this means death, like that. You're able to interpret things. So your questions are the answers to those things you interpret.
Okay. Are the glyphs drawings that I recognize? Like, are they drawings of, like you say, a sun, a moon, planets? Are
Which
they
question do you want
drawings
me to
of
answer?
Are they drawings of?
A sun and a moon?
Like, no. Like, are they? Are they pictures, not letters?
Yes, they are pictures.
Okay.
3 questions. That's how many you've asked. 3 left. You guys can come up. Anyone else can come up questions as long as they sanction it. You can ask them.
Oh, we can help. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
As
Yes.
we look at it, do we recognize, do we see any type of instructions of what to do?
Do you see any instruction of what to do?
Do we see any instructions?
No.
I got one. You can sanction it or not. Does any of your past selves recognize the glyphs?
Oh.
Are we able to look through that, through the eyes of them?
Are you powerful enough?
Are we able to do that?
Are you powerful enough?
I
That is
meditate.
yes.
I meditate for
That is yes.
10 seconds.
Just say yes.
I read a book.
Yeah, I meditate too.
Say yes.
Ah!
Somebody asked you if you're a guy.
He said you had to read 3.
You say yes.
That's only 2 books. Not enough.
Say yes.
Maybe
you
next
are
book you
powerful
can do it.
Yes, I'm
but-
powerful enough.
There you go.
Anytime they ask
Of
you for a
course.
god, always say yes, Raymond.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, we say yes. No, you're not powerful.
It was a good try.
So then we can't. use the other people that we were.
I think you should go back in time and just ask me the question you want to ask me. So that was a question. Do you want to ask that question? Do any of our past selves recognize these symbols?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't even remember what I can't remember what quest this was from. But do you remember when we were in a room?
Yes.
Yes, very,
Just
very
like
well.
quest.
It was circular.
I felt for
Remember? There was a puzzle where we had to connect dots on the walls.
Yes.
And it it was kind of like a
It
stellar
was
map.
Archmage's Towers.
Yes, yes, that
The
was when we
Archmage
were
Tower.
down in the.
The
there was
Archmage's
water.
Tower.
Yep. The bottom of the Archmage's
No,
Tower.
with the moon. With the moon, and that was the. I don't think that was the Archmage's Tower.
No?
If it was at the bottom underground. Weren't
Maybe
we
you should
in-
ask
Or, no, are
something
you thinking
like
of the Necromancers?
Yes, that's it. I'm thinking of the Necromancer.
Richard's saying it was the Archmage's Tower.
I'm sure it was at the bottom of the Archmage's Tower in the end of Iron City.
Iron City. That was
Iron
it.
City. That's right. You're right. Okay. Yes. Is this? Yes. Okay. So that's where we saw it from.
I don't know.
So the question
don't-
is, you need to ask.
I'm not going to
is
say
this the
that's
same
correct.
language? Is this the same language
But you're
as
not
what
gonna
was
say
in?
it's
What about
incorrect.
asking something?
I'm nodding to him saying at the end of Iron City, that's what happened. Yes.
Right.
Is that the same thing you hear? You'd have to ask me. Or go off in the wrong direction.
Maybe we should try to ask like something about whether we can manipulate like this whatever it is from here, or if it has to be done from someplace else.
Manipulate what? I'm sorry.
Whatever we're in.
Or if this is even a thing we can use. Like, what if this is just a dead end? Like, is this an actual thing?
I almost feel like we could be inside of something that needs to be sort of manipulated
Turned
from
on?
outside. Like
Well,
maybe
in the
like we're
Archmage's
not in the
Tower-
right spot.
Wasn't it where we could travel through time? Wasn't that like it had like all the not gates, but like the symbols over the.
All I remember from that is that we had to connect dots.
What's on the walls?
Connect the.
All the walls of the glyphs.
It's
They're on
just
the-
a same square shape for all of them?
They're everywhere.
Roof too, ceiling?
Those
Yeah.
are the same
All square?
symbols that we
And then
can
the
go
back
there?
wall is the
It
circles?
seems like
just a circle around there.
It's like
So
a circular
okay,
room.
circular room, okay.
Yes, let's ask.
Right. With also
Is this
the
a trap?
markings
Considered
on
a trap?
So that would be 5. That would be 5 questions. Can we ask that?
how many questions do we have? 5 or 6?
6.
So is it like, is it like
Six,
that?
we
Like,
only
a,
have
like
5. We
Yes.
have 2
Okay.
left.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking
Can we
is
ask him if that was? Yeah.
maybe we were like making star paths in the
Yes.
Archmage's Tower.
Yeah. Okay.
is there any levers in the room? Like small things that maybe like you have to look for?
There's no
Just-
levers in
just-
the room.
am powerful enough.
I'm thinking like a thing you have to stop,
Well,
and then like
that's-
you line things up, you know, like
It's kind of what I
Can
was
we
getting
ask-
at.
can we-
Like if we're in the right place to manipulate
yeah.
The
this-
direction of the
what
star
we're
path.
in. No, just
Oh.
the thing that we're in. Like
Okay.
you're taking it like way past what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like
Well-
right where we are.
Are there any things on the glyphs that seem like they might line up if it was to stop?
We could always go back and try a different tunnel.
Ask me that question again.
Is there any like if I look at the glyphs, are there any patterns that seem like they would line up if these were to stop moving?
So these are not moving anymore in this area.
Okay.
It stopped.
Oh, it did stop.
Before that,
Yeah.
it was moving.
Okay.
And here, everything's still.
Should we
Yeah.
ask?
I want to walk up to the wall and I touch the wall. Does anything happen?
It lights up.
The wall
Okay.
lights up.
The one,
This is
the
it.
one particular one lights up.
This
What,
is
like a panel?
Mm.
Yeah. Think of them as they're like on the wall here.
Yeah. Okay.
What color is it?
It's it's kind of like a sandstone color.
Okay. It's kind of
What does the panel look like? What does the symbol look like? What symbol lights up?
The one you touched was one of like a sword or shield, but it doesn't look exactly like that. It looks like drawn in a very unusual way.
Crude drawing.
Crude and almost like someone who has a different perspective on how to draw
Are
it.
they all crude?
So that's a weird way to say that. Are they all crude? Yeah, they're all carved.
They're all carved.
Yeah.
Carved. Okay, hold on.
Do the glyphs look anything similar to what Altaria has on his body?
He said.
Yes,
He said they did,
similar.
but they would. Yeah, but you already said that before.
So are
Yeah.
Okay.
they all
Oh,
like
that way,
That's
no,
not a
that's
question.
not one of your questions.
Okay.
what's a different glyph?
You have one more question between you guys.
Okay.
What's a
There are
sword and
two
shield, right?
We had
So
two,
there's
we
a
had
sword and
five.
shield. What's a different? Like, if I look at the different one. What's another glyph carving?
I won't answer because they're hard to decipher. So
Maybe
you'd
it's-
have to give me something to tell you
We
more
have two
about it.
questions left.
You use 5.
Which one?
You just asked me the one about the. What did you just ask me before? The last
Asher,
question.
what
The
like I
symbol?
press it, what does it look like? What's there?
Oh, okay.
That wasn't
Okay, so
really-
yeah,
I asked you
you
if
have
it was crude, and you said yes, it's crude.
Oh yeah, no. So
That's
sorry.
an observational
It's not a-
question.
So you, yeah,
Okay,
you
yeah.
have 2 left.
Okay.
Let's ask if it,
Oh boy.
Ask what? If it's the same one as the Archmage's Tower?
same type of thing.
Can I ask a question?
Is it
Or
the
can I
same,
put a
are they
question
the
out
same
there?
symbols as the Archmage's Tower?
Are they the same symbols as the Archmage's Tower?
Is it from the same civilization or person or thing that made the symbols that are in the Archmage's Tower?
Is it from the same civilization, person, place, or thing that made the symbols in the Archmage's Tower?
Yes.
So it's the same civilization.
Or time?
Show
Is it
me
from the
potato
same-
salad.
Is it? Come on.
I'm
You
just,
know what she means.
I'm going
you
to.
know what I'm saying?
Well, if you know the answer, then you would know what I'm trying to. You need to decide on the exact question you're going to ask me. Maybe I would say don't be so specific, and you'll get a better answer.
Are they the same types of symbols that we saw at the Archmage's Tower?
Are they the same type of symbols?
Are they from the same language?
It's like the same. It's like the,
language?
it's like the same thing. It's
Are they
like
the
this-
same language?
Is it similar?
No, is it the same language?
It's like this. Like it's,
I like
it's
the similar.
same-
Similar's
it's like
nice.
the
Yes.
same-
Okay.
it's
Is it,
Are they
similar?
similar?
Is it similar?
Yes.
Okay.
Similar's okay.
Wow.
Okay. Similar.
One more question.
Can I touch a glyph? I want to touch another glyph.
Yeah, lights up.
What,
Yes.
what's
You
on it?
could
What's
always ask, is it a
Let me act
lock?
recognize.
I guess you can roll insight check.
Insight.
Roll it 3 times, and I'll every 6 you give me, I'll describe to you a glyph.
So 3 times. 1 6.
Ooh.
2
2
6.
6. 3
Wow.
6 4 6.
4 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend this time going through it.
Yeah.
I'll let them. You're to represent that. You're doing it now while they're asking the last question.
Cool.
The last question is.
Actually, I might just draw it out for you.
I want this piece of paper. Draw it on mine.
Yeah.
Okay. When we were in the Archmage's Tower, I remember
I got colored pencils too if you want them.
Richard.
connecting dots, right? Like stars.
Yes. Didn't we connect? Didn't we have to make a pattern, a trail of some sort, in the Archmage's Tower?
Sort of.
Oh, it's low for them. What's low for them? They can't hear us.
What's the matter?
Oh, we can't.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we
Yes.
hear you. Do you guys hear us?
Okay.
Something wrong?
Yep. No, it's okay. It's just mine.
Okay.
I'm getting lots of correcting, I think. My question for you to think about was asking, is it a lock?
Is it a lock?
Is it a
Is that
lock? Is this a lock?
A lock? Is that what you're saying?
That's not a bad question.
Okay.
Is this a
The
lock?
whole
Yeah.
thing kind of
Okay.
like if we're in
Sorry,
like,
Richard,
inside
like-
of a big structure, like a lock structure,
That's a good question.
because of the tumbling, turning.
Tumbling.
Because if it is,
Room
I
turning,
might be able to
that's
try and
almost like
pick
a
it.
big lock.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Someone ask that? Okay, Tony, is this a
You got
lock?
4?
4.
Oh, sorry. Awesome, Richard. Good question.
I'm going to pick this room.
That's our question.
Yes.
Is it a lock?
It is a lock.
Richard.
Wow.
Richard!
Wow.
Okay. Is it a lock? Can I now investigate to see if I can pick it?
Oh my goodness.
You're a funny man. No.
I have arcane lock.
Okay, arcane
Come on,
lock is
I'm a
to
rogue.
make something stay locked, and a lockpick is used for
We're like inside a
in a
huge lock, I think. So,
Yeah.
These
So
are, these
I'm
are
asking. I'm not saying can I pick it. Can I investigate
You did
it
say
to
you-
see if I can work it out?
This was a puzzle lock.
You can't pick a keyhole if there ain't no
It's like a
keyhole.
little dragon guy. What's that? And what's that?
Ship.
Ship. Think it's a ship?
A cup.
Yes.
A cup.
Cloud.
A cup. A
Cloud
ship.
with
Cloud with lightning, and then what about that?
you
Easter-
doing
Easter.
Anakin?
Easter Sunday.
Easter
You got it.
Sunday.
Can you share it with us?
Yes.
You can hand it to me.
I want to see
Hand
who
it
would
to
gently
me. I'm
float
in the
down. Neutral party.
What am I looking at?
Dragon. That is Easter Sunday. Sorry.
So now, are all the glyphs different, or are there some that are the same? like that appear multiple
They
spots?
they absolutely
Yes, so.
reappear.
Yeah,
Where,
cool.
where did
Yeah.
these come from? He just made these up.
You would count.
Why?
They're not just made up.
There's a
No, no.
purpose. He's
No,
creating
did you-
an art.
Did you draw these?
I just drew this.
Oh, you drew this. I thought you drew. I didn't know who.
Oh,
drew it.
Phil just.
That's why I was like, did Phil just like write these? Like, what's going on here?
I'm asking
Like,
valuable
what
questions.
am I looking at here?
For MetaQuest, I'm thinking kitty cat, like a kitty cat, but not really not a kitty cat.
What do you think?
And Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday. It
I
was just
really had a good
Easter.
day. Easter was great. I enjoyed it. My family came over, and it was really fun.
We ate
Here's
good
a picture
food.
of what it looked like.
It's
A bunny with teeth.
We had
Here's
an
a bunny
Easter egg
with
hunt.
okay. So
cool.
it is some sort of lock,
Okay.
and these are the symbols you see.
Okay.
That-
Those are the only symbols.
No,
you
there's,
said.
there's others.
There
but-
are actually
yeah.
there are actually, as you go through them, since he asked the question, there are 12 different symbols. Those are the 4 that he's able to like decipher.
And the sword and shield, though, you said that. Was
Oh,
The,
yeah,
the sword shield's actually
That's
Oh,
included.
is that?
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sword and shield?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Come on, that was.
What did I tell you?
got that.
It's from like, from a different perspective.
Even I
yes.
got that nacho chip and a lightning bolt. There you go.
he said
Wait,
cloud and
wait,
lightning bolts.
wait,
That's what he
take a
said.
picture.
It's
Let me
a-
take a picture.
Apparently, Tony had nacho chips on Easter Sunday.
nacho chip.
What a crazy time.
And
What a
lightning
crazy
bolt.
time.
With his crazy
I know
dog.
where I'm going
What a
next
time to be
Easter.
alive. Nacho chips on Easter Sunday. Okay.
And it was raining.
So war with the dragons
Jeez.
will bring.
Revolution.
Oh, is this a landing pad?
Salvation.
Could you take a picture of that and put it into Discord for them?
Yeah, sure. Can I do
Can you
that?
put this in Discord? You got a picture.
Oh, yeah,
of
you
it
got,
ready.
just got it.
Okay. Okay,
If
so
you're hooked into that.
what do you guys want to
Maybe
do?
if we line up all the same thing, it'll
Exactly.
bring us to what we need. Like, if we do the sword and shield, we'll just get a bunch of sword and shields.
So this is like war with the
no.
dragons.
And by the way, that is not an order. I gave you 4 symbols in no particular order.
And they appear in no particular order, but they just they do reappear.
That you know, correct?
Okay, so
He just asked me to reveal 4 symbols that he could
Right.
draw them out. So,
There's 12 different ones.
correct.
What are the other ones?
That's a different role, probably. If someone else takes
So I drew out the ones where he feels like he has like a more of an inkling of like what it is.
I can't download Discord.
Maybe it's a calendar.
Oh.
I can't set it up
Easter
Discord
Sunday's
right
April.
You want to try and light up all the same of one type of thing?
Send it to.
Like light up all the sword and shields,
to
see what
me.
happens?
Oh.
now. Am I able to?
Well-
I'm saying like light up all the swords and shields and see what happens.
Yeah, how many of each one are there?
12.
There's 12 different
There are
ones.
12 of each.
There are 12 different symbols and 12 of each.
Yeah.
There's 144 tiles.
While they're doing that, can I try to meditate for a moment?
Yeah.
Okay. I sit down like I saw Altari sitting down, and I attempt to meditate and access Abyssia.
Are there?
Okay. You guys hear commotion behind you,
Oh, jeez. I
and
hate
you
commotion.
hear lots of walking,
Oh, forget
and
it.
it seems like whatever is coming is upon you. And you see right before these rotating hallways, you see there's like all these figures standing there.
What does it look like?
They're not lit up at this point. You guys are. So you can see the figures, but you can't see what's going on.
We don't see any of the crystal like we did with the crystal.
You do see
one.
so you do see some glimmering around them. They're not in suits, if that helps you. If that's what you want to know.
How many of us are there?
There's a few of you, but amongst your in bodies, I believe you actually all have 4 bodies here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
We can't even touch 12.
Why can't we touch
Do,
twelve?
do the
Yeah.
panels stop being lit up when you let go of them?
No.
Oh, okay.
You want to try and touch 10, like 12 swords and shields? See what
Let's try to light up each one.
happens? Each, oh, one of each.
One of each.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
one
like
of
that.
each.
Let's do that.
Shoom, 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 shoom,
Shing,
shoom,
shing,
shoom,
shing,
shoom.
shing, shing.
Light up one of each.
Okay. You line them all up, and you see reality starts to kind of blur.
Ooh.
And all of a sudden, you're back in a realm that was similar before, where you're out kind of in space. And this time,
What?
Are we in our bodies though? Like, what's,
What? Nobody's.
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
The trouble line.
you're in like an area where you see it's lots of just colors around you. and you're standing there. For you guys, this is similar. For you guys, this is brand new. But it is exactly like the experience. But Altaria's not there. You're not seeing space, and you're just seeing these colors.
Are we in our suits?
No, you actually look like how you do, wherever you see yourself. If you see yourself as like the suit now, then you would see that. So, but I think, do you still see yourself as Radar or the suit?
I think right now, I think I see myself as Altari right now. 'Cause I've been,
You see yourself as Altari?
well, because I'm in Altari. I'm not Altari,
Aegis.
Aegis, my bad, sorry.
Do
Okay.
you see yourself as a suit?
Okay, yeah.
I would say so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you see the suit there, and the rest of you would, here. In this case, you would see
Yeah.
you would see Miles, you would see everybody else, but they're just kind of like in the distance. Miles seems to be having trouble. We'll say communicating right now because sometimes the crystals kind of dull out or dim out for different reasons. So that's that. All of a sudden, appearing in the center of the room, you see the Red Knight.
The Red Knight.
Does he see us?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, man.
Wow. Red Knight. Hello. It's an honor to meet you.
You're in the Celestial Temple here.
The Celestial Temple.
What is your purpose here?
so,
Well, we
I-
came
I-
here to find crystals to bring back to Andaria, to help protect the planet from the dragons. We've learned a lot since then, though.
I think right now the more important thing is that we're trying to stay away from those guys who are trying to kill us.
Yeah, that part.
Good point.
There's
They're
a bunch of
outsiders.
space vampires out there in the temple.
Yeah, we don't want them to destroy the temple either.
I do not know what space vampires are.
Not
Dark
good.
Plains.
Well,
Good.
they don't drink blood; they drink
space
souls.
space vampires. were created-
Darklings.
Ultimately,
Sorry.
Khayranites, we believe.
Khayranites. They were a result of what
If
happened.
the Celestial Temple is to be destroyed, then let it be destroyed. If you are there, you will just be destroyed with it, I imagine.
What is
Hopefully
this?
not, but
Karin seeks vengeance. Let them seek it.
So you're willing to let them destroy your dragons as well? Your creation?
They will not destroy my dragons. My dragons protect Andaria. They are in control of this world, and they will see it done.
What about the souls of Andarians? They're no longer protecting the souls of Andarians because they're hating the Crystalborn, who happen to be souls of Andaria.
The Crystalborn are a creation of the gnomes.
But their souls aren't.
Their
What
souls
they're
will...
encased in might be, but the souls of those of the Andarians.
Why are we here?
You are here because you are trespassing on celestial ground.
Forgive us, we didn't know. We don't mean any harm, but we
You are mortal and
seeking
have no
help.
place to be there.
I guess we'll leave then.
We are not mortal.
We are not mortal.
We're not?
We're star seekers.
You are.
You are not celestials. You are in a celestial temple.
Correct.
You are trespassing. So live or die, it's up to you.
What is the Celestial Temple for?
It is a place of meeting for the ancients.
Are you meeting somebody here?
Do you come here
I am meeting you here.
Oh. Well, I apologize for that.
Why did we summon you?
Indeed.
Are there ways to summon other ancients?
Oh.
The symbols are used to
Those
summon
are the
them.
symbols.
Ew, so one of each.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Forgive us, we didn't mean to bother you. But we might need your help.
You shall not receive my help.
How did we summon you?
You summoned me by being in the temple, and obviously you activated the glyphs inside of it.
Pressing all the glyphs at the same time.
Yep.
If we activate the glyphs in a different way, will we speak to a different ancient? Different celestial?
If the ancient is in a existence that coincides with corporal or physical existence, yes.
So, inside the Celestial Temple, is this solely for ancients, or also for celestials such as Andar and Andaria,
It is for Celestials. It is for Star Seekers. Anyone that is qualified.
What do you know of Zir?
How do you know Zir?
We are Star Seekers.
You are Star Seekers of the lowest kind. Do
We
not
have
be
to start
excited.
somewhere.
You have met the one called Atari.
We have.
And now you are excited that you are a Star Seeker.
We're excited that maybe we can possibly offer some more help.
Your help is in the form of the dragons who rule this world. You're wasting your time up in the Stellar.
We agree, and we're grateful for that.
They'd be grateful if back on Andaria. Stop searching in space.
What of
How can we
Zir?
how can we convince the dragons to fight with us as allies?
The dragons would fight with you as allies if they see you are worthy. You can axe the dragons all you want. But they decide. And they decide because they feel that you are comparable. And if you are not, they will not decide your favor.
If we're looking to
Okay.
If we're looking to protect the Crystalborn, they're not going to decide that we're...
Do you know a way for us to get back to Andaria?
Back to Andaria?
Yes.
I believe you could do it from there, yes.
What?
There is a way to get back from the Celestial Temple, yes.
Oh,
There are many beings that are in physical form that travel, which is why the Celestial Temple is there.
how can we do that?
You must find the room that does this.
Ah, which room is it?
I do not use the rooms in a physical way that you do.
What is the technology that's used on Zir?
Grotai, you know what? You know the war, Celestial War has ended for me. I see myself as retired from this.
We're not asking you to fight with us.
I'm tired of answering the questions of mortals.
I'm sorry, do you have a chess game you have to get back to?
Ooh. Spicy.
I do have a chess game to get back to.
As a matter of fact.
Ah, I see you now, Abyssia.
Hello.
As you are the spirit of Andaria, I will entertain you further. Ask me some questions and let's be done with this. And do not summon me again.
Forgive us. And I thank you for your time, Red Knight.
What do you wish?
I wish for us to find a way back to Andaria. And I wish for something I can bring to the dragons that will convince them. You know them, they're your creations.
I have the power to take you out of there if I wish, at will. Technically, you have this power too, but you have not yet realized it. But you would have me take you away from the journey. And on the journey is where we become stronger.
Don't we know that?
You wish to make yourselves equal to a dragon, yet you wish to flee from the journey.
No. When we do get back, we don't have to leave at this moment. But when we do get back, if we look for allies in the dragons, what could we tell them? That they would be convinced
This is
by their creator.
I do not have the inclination to try to
Help us win or lose. I understand.
The ancients were powerful because we were powerful. We didn't beg for power. We didn't ask for power. We didn't reason for power. We took it. And we went through the hardship to get there. You mentioned Zir. I am from Zir. And that is how I began. And I was chosen and I became a Celestial. You want to become Celestial, you talk of power. I see your soul. I see you in the last 5 minutes. I see the words you say. I see everything that there is. And I see you asking now for a shortcut to power. A shortcut for the dragons to be our allies. There are no shortcuts. Right now, you are acting in the most basic sense of the word mortal. You tell me you are not, but you act as such. This is the whinings and the insignificant asks of mortals.
And I imagine the start of your journey was much different.
Mine was one born in violence, war, and I had nothing handed to me. And if I was not clever, I would not have survived. And I was chosen because I was the most clever.
Perhaps we were clever, that's why we're here talking to you.
You seek shortcuts.
I sought guidance. And I appreciate the time that you've given us.
A moment ago, you wanted to return to Andaria. This second, you wanted to escape. And then you chose to pretend to do otherwise. Once again, the heart of a mortal. Ancients do not lie. They strategize.
Perhaps.
What you face today was inevitable. Kayrin coming to attack us? Of course. I use the power of Kayrin's soul as a world to destroy Dragano here. We are here because of what I have done. And now you are to fight the next battle. I got you here.
Why did Zir go dark?
Seer. Sometimes civilization is at an end, and it doesn't know it.
Is that where you saw most of your violence?
Yes. Zir brought me world to world, bringing that violence.
How could the stronghold still remain out at the edge of the Stellar?
You've learned much. I was the general in charge of the stronghold of Zir. I led my forces there, with no losses. And for that, I was made Celestial.
Is that why it still remains?
It remains because it is there. No other reason.
Then
No one is worthy to take it.
Is it possible that your dragons could occupy it?
The dragons can't journey beyond the Stellar unless they change their form and travel another method of sort.
Well, if you created them, I figured that.
The dragons were created to protect Andaria. Well, they were created for other reasons, of course. But now, they protect Andaria.
I see.
I created them for a purpose. When they found out their true purpose, they denied it and then accepted it. Then moved forward, which is what you must do now.
What's the rest of your purpose?
I do not know.
Do you seek one any longer?
Do I what?
Do you seek one?
A purpose. If it finds me.
Do you have any guidance for us on how we can grow our powers on our journey?
Yes, take the journey. Simple. You don't need an ancient to tell you that.
Well, Altari explained to us that meditation would help us strengthen our ability to reach our resources. Do you agree?
Yes.
How many books did you read?
At least 4 books.
A lot of
It's
books.
2 more than you. Unless the second one actually didn't happen.
I was the only man in Zio to read 4 books. Everyone else only looked at the cover
No
and
pictures.
closed it.
No pictures.
No pictures.
Wow.
Pictures are for the weak.
Clearly, these glyphs. I mean, come on. Have you seen these?
Yes, the dungeon master has to make very easy puzzles because harder puzzles make hours and hours of non-entertainment. So therefore, he came up with the most interesting but simple glyph possible. Just push them, and it wins.
It wins.
Can we use the temple to stop the Everstars?
Can we use the what?
The temple.
Seen
Temple? The temple?
Oh, okay, temple
Temple.
to fly the stars.
No, to stop the Everstars.
Stop any of the stars?
The Eva stars.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's hard. Put it in the chat. So, it's hard for us to hear you because we only could hear partially in the words.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's asking if you could use the temple to stop the Everstars.
Oh, the family. The family, not the actual Everstar. Correct.
Correct.
The temple is very powerful. It is tied to the heart of Andaria. You indeed could do much with it. A being as powerful as Atari could destroy that ship using the heart.
Was this temple at the heart, at the center of the heart of Andaria?
Yes.
Oh.
Some sort of piece of Andaria is there. Perhaps almost the very core. The temple is intact. It was protected. That makes sense.
What of the crystals that surround Altari in his meditation? Is that needed? Are those
I'm
needed?
sure he uses crystals for different forms of power and tools.
I see.
Is there a way for the Celestial Temple to bring the souls back for the Crystalborn? The ones that are here?
That's a great question.
Yes.
There is.
Wow.
Yeah. If you had the proper ingredients, of course. You need the crystals. You need... Altari could do it again. It's perhaps not the end for them, if you wish. But, as I see all things, present, past, and future, as they all exist at the same time, I can tell you this. In the next moment, you will be prisoner. They're going to take you.
Will they take us to Karen?
Once again, you will live that journey. But they do wish to take you there.
Thank you, Red Knight.
See ya.
I've heard about you.
Me,
Yes.
Zeraxel.
Yes.
What have you heard about Zeraxel?
You're a fool. Stop communicating with the ancients. Leave us be. Go read a book.
Or two, or three. Or
I
four.
have. Oh.
Man.
Very grumpy.
Yeah.
Was the other ancient that you spoke to equally as grumpy?
Seems like
Master
it.
Skywalker were to see this, he'd be very grumpy.
No, the Archmage was nowhere near as grumpy. He was confused and like, what's going on?
Fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
more
annoyed.
fascinated. The Red Knight, if you remember from prior times, is just like, he's done. He's finished.
Getting too old for this.
Yeah. You guys come out of it, all of a sudden you were standing in the room, and you're surrounded by guards. They look very similar to Gatrin. They have the pale skin and such, like the blonde hair in most cases, or white hair. And they're wearing armor, like the armor we've talked about before the quest, and the armor has like all like the crystals in it, around the suit. They're all around you. The swords have the crystals in it as well. A lot of them have the swords out. Some of them just have it as bay. You're probably surrounded by at least 30 or so of them. And you see that there is a figure that is down the hallway more that has a crystal. And the crystal, I'm sorry, it has a crown. And the crown looks like it's like made of like a one long diamond piece, like one piece. And around that, there are these soul crystals just rotating around like this.
Floating?
Like hovering around?
Hovering, yeah.
Cool. I was like,
Okay,
How many?
The armor is not made of rainbow crystal. It just has multiple crystals within it, correct?
The armor is made of metal with crystals
Metal,
inside of it,
okay.
yeah.
Can I recognize the metal? What kind of metal is it?
You don't know from here.
How many crystals are floating around the head?
Hard to see from here. He's down those. He's at least 160 feet away.
Is he walking toward us, or he just can't get past that tumble room? It's like, I'll
He's
just wait
he's
here.
not even bothering.
Maybe he doesn't
No,
want to.
He doesn't want to. No,
Maybe he doesn't need to.
it's ridiculous. Okay.
Someone comes up to you, one of them, that appears to be either a lieutenant, a captain, or something of significance. You are a prisoner of Everstar. Do you resist? He speaks very softly like this.
Do we?
No.
No, we do not.
Guess we don't have much choice.
You relinquish any weapons that you may have. You will put them on the floor here. You will come with us peacefully.
Fine. Put down my pistol.
I can't take off my arm. Blasters, like the cannon.
That's part of the-
It's like part of the arm, right? So do
Yeah.
I just like?
You will drop any physical
Okay.
weapons you may have.
We
Do you do so?
Yes.
I don't have anything.
I just have my sword.
He turns around, like nods to someone else, and he sees someone come up, and they come up with like this, kind of like almost like a chest. But in this chest, there are
Oh no.
placings.
Ah,
Man.
So a person is holding it. It's like, you will place your crystals into the container.
Alright.
it's okay. This is our journey.
Let's do it.
And the suit powers down.
I follow suit.
Take 5.
Nice.
So good at that.
I have the opportunity here to do something crazy, but I don't know if I should do it.
Damien, do something crazy?
Literally just heard the red
Yeah.
Why couldn't you wait
Yeah.
to put my thing in? Why'd you?
I know.
Come on, bro. Ride
now
or die.
that, now
Ride or
that
die.
Phil has done his thing, I
Right.
now have a way.
Now I could do something crazy.
I could be the Phil.
You know what? Let's see what you do. Proceed.
You know me, I'm not very adventurous in all these things.
Do
I
it.
do
man.
something crazy. I go
I don't know. I had a weird
sideways.
idea, but
I'm
Go
going to yell
for it.
something like, I hate you. So
You
crazy.
guys smell.
He's
All
gonna
right.
pull his crystal out and hold it.
all right, fine. All right, fine. I take my crystal and I put it in.
Oh, I should have put.
What? Well,
I should have put.
What a letdown of the century.
I should have put Richard's crystal in and
well,
just pretended to power
well, that's
down.
what I was gonna do with Tom.
Damn it!
That's what I was gonna
my
do.
God.
All right, that's what I was gonna do with Miles, but I left Miles in Aegis.
Wait, no, you didn't. Because,
Yeah,
well, yeah, you left everybody else in because you just put yourself in. So who else?
that's what I'm saying. Like I was thinking about putting Miles in
So you just put
instead of myself,
Yeah.
but I think I'm gonna put myself in and leave Miles in Aegis.
Can I go back in
Yeah,
time?
we already did, but yeah.
Can I go back
Right.
in time?
Well, that's right.
Okay.
So since Miles is not powered up, doesn't that mean that his suit just goes down? Do they know
Right.
that there's another crystal
That's
in
what
there?
I was thinking.
Well, as of right now, we don't need to discuss that because we're
Okay.
in the moments after that. So what are you doing?
Okay. So I take the. Are there only slots allowed for like enough slots for us, or
There's more than enough.
Okay. So I take our crystals out.
Okay.
First, I take the soul crystal that I took from the mine. I put that in,
Okay.
and then I take our crystals out. Gilder, Val, you're with me as well, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I say before I go, I say, let's trust the process. Xing. Xing.
We're very suited for this.
Did they notice that some of
Wow.
our crystals
did
are
it.
damaged?
Yeah. Simpsons did it.
Time to journey, boys.
Okay, so anyone else who's left here? Miles. Who's else in there with you?
I think it was just me and Miles in Aegis.
And you got Dale. Dale's in with Phil.
Dell's in where?
Phil.
So
Delzin's and
So
Yeah,
anyone
yes,
they
yes.
anyway they don't take, despite your best efforts, they just open the suit and just take the
Oh,
crystals.
there you go. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. so-
Oh, so
Uh,
but how do they know they were in there? It's obvious.
They literally work with this power.
They know
for,
things.
for centuries.
Okay, okay.
So you turn the light switch off, and you're like, they won't turn the light switch off.
Did they
We
notice
know
that
light
some of
switches.
ours are damaged?
What?
Oh,
Did they notice that some of our crystals are damaged when they take
You don't
them?
know if you don't know if they notice, but they take all the crystals and they put all the crystals in the area into their container, which is their goal.
Huh.
They do so.
And time passes.
Everything goes dark.
10,000 years.
Can I make one suggestion for Zerexel?
Does it go dark because
No,
they close
hold
the
on.
case?
Well, because we're in prison.
It goes dark just because it goes dark. You guys have a sense of kind of like a shared reality. You guys can speak. And that's what you can do right now.
Great.
So, Zerexel, can you reach out to the other big crystal?
The one that they stole?
Yeah, the real big one. Because you know how you can move your consciousness between?
Yes.
That could be something you could... I'm not saying you do it. I'm just saying
Well, let's
keep
see
it
if
in
I
mind.
You might as well try.
I try
What else
to,
did you have to do?
I try to reach out, see if I can sense the big crystal.
You can sense the big crystal. You actually sense a few crystals of that size, at least two. But you are unable to travel there.
Can I travel to any crystal?
Can you talk to Sparky?
You're unable to move from your crystal this time.
Okay.
You're not sure if it's the device that you're within or something else, but
Just being in this state, maybe?
you're not sure.
Okay.
Probably deafening it.
Okay, let's give something a try here. I'm gonna try to recreate the lounge that was in Aegis.
Oh yes, the lounge. My lounge.
Okay, so you do that as a collective when you all kind of agree upon it. It appears.
Yes.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Nice,
This is much more
Bodhi.
better. Instead of just sitting in the dark and talking to each other, which is kind of weird. Okay, gonna go find a seat.
Well, I guess we're on our way to Karen.
Maybe.
We're on our way somewhere.
10,000 years.
Wasn't it interesting that the Red Knights from Zaire?
Yeah, that is interesting.
So does that
Yeah.
mean the other ancients are from the other worlds?
Yep.
We know Drogano is from
Right, we know Dragana is.
Valdor.
Dragana.
Yeah.
Well, in
I
the old,
think it's kind of. Go ahead.
I was just saying that in the older tales that we all would always heard is that the ancients had created. I mean, the immortals had created the ancients, but now it seems like we've come to a conclusion that the ancients were all people at one point and were made into ancients of some kind at one point or another.
Yeah.
Well, Zir would Zir be considered an immortal?
While I don't have to answer that question, I will. I'll say that it's not immortal. It's just another world and mortal species, like you know, as if on Earth we found another planet of people.
Right, but I'm saying Zir itself, like the soul of Zir, like how Andar. Well,
Oh, you're asking about like the soul of the planet.
Right. Wouldn't that be considered an immortal?
By what you've learned here, you would assume that there is some sort of celestial entity that is like a caretaker or the spirit of that world, like Ambistia took over for, and you know, whoever was in Dari before.
Interesting.
I think it kind of sucks. The Red Knight picked off those guys, and now we're the ones that's got to pay for it.
But that is typical him.
That's not very nice.
Well,
Truth.
Red Knight, wherever you are, looking at everything at once. I said that's not very nice.
No, he's
Right.
Playing chess.
He's pretty grumpy as it is.
Well, I think the Red Knight did make it clear that this was our journey.
Right.
Agreed.
Well,
I think it's up to us to see where we go.
here we go again.
Just ride it.
We're on it again.
It's up to us to make sure we all separately and together grow more powerful.
It's so
And when
interesting.
we're ready, we'll go back.
I mean,
to
all
Andar.
the things that we've been taught throughout our lives that we were created by ancients. The mortals were created by ancients, and the ancients were created by the immortals. It's all rather shady now, don't you believe?
From a certain point of view,
I mean, it was always the conclusion that the ancients were the children of the immortals, and now we're learning that they were mortals themselves at one point.
Right now.
No.
Right.
Well, it's possible, and
Hey guys,
prospectively, it could be that because they gave them the power.
give me a second here. We have no sense of time or how fast it's moving at this current moment.
Right.
I have an idea. Why don't we share every bit of knowledge we have about everything with each other?
What do you want to share?
We don't know how much time we have in this
No.
situation.
Right.
This could be years going by.
Right.
Why don't we go one person at a time, and you teach us every bit of knowledge you know, then we'll go to me, and I'll teach you every bit of knowledge that I know, and we go
Classic.
around.
This is a classic Phil, right?
Classic move. Classic
I
move.
like that.
And then we, 'cause we
Breaker
don't-
of games.
This could be
There he is.
this could be 100
It's a
years.
good
They
idea.
could leave us in this box forever.
Good idea.
Let's absorb every bit of knowledge we have from each other, and let time pass by and learn everything we can
Might as well
about the
do-
knowledge we have access to right now.
Might as well do something.
It could
It's
also
not
be
really
like we can use the same thing for learning what skills each of us have.
Exactly. Let's learn everything about
Nothing
each other
else.
and become a unit.
How?
I mean, if we have
You-
time.
I can
He means
teach you
literally, like,
literally
teach me what you
literally
know.
give me your character sheet and let me learn everything on it and how to do everything that you have, and I will do that to you, and then you can do that for us.
But how do we do that in game?
we can create a
We're just
space.
sit and
we
talk
can
to
sit
each
there and
other.
talk. We
Yeah,
can sit there
like,
and talk
just-
for years. We don't know how much
you're gonna
time is going
teach
to
us
pass.
We're in
all
the
about
space,
everything
we're
you
in the
know.
lounge.
Teach us everything you know.
but-
the learning lounge.
All your crafts.
Everything.
But the
Every
fact-
skill
but-
you can do.
But the fact that we don't know how much time is passing is
Exactly.
kind of irrelevant.
No, because
Right.
exactly, it's irrelevant. So let's learn
So
while we
might
can
as well
in the
like
space.
try to share as much.
Let's share
information as
knowledge.
We
can.
could be.
Take advantage of the time that we might have. So wouldn't you love to know everything I know about armoring and everything I know about smithing? And wouldn't I love to know everything you know about being a crystal,
But
whatever you can
maybe
do?
I collect
And wouldn't I-
stamps.
maybe
Would you
we
know
should-
everything
you know-
about the stamps?
wouldn't you love to-
I collect?
But the
But we have
fact,
to
but
kinda
the fact that like it could take whatever. We're on. We're
gonna have to,
We don't know how much
the
time we
asteroid
have.
on
Right. So we should
Salvation.
each like
But
share a
that's
little
my
something
point.
to start though.
Yes.
If it would
And then
take
kinda
a
go
certain
from
amount
there.
of whatever, if we're just traveling straight up from the asteroid to
We don't know.
Kairin,
We
You're
don't
saying
know.
you don't
It could
know,
take-
so why bank on like not doing
They could
anything?
put
Why
us
not
on a
bank
shelf.
on
Instead of
doing
just-
something in
Let's
Let's
case?
do
on a
something
shelf.
that we can possibly
Right, like,
benefit
let's
off greatly from.
Do something.
What if 40 years
our
passed and he's like,
time.
we could have spent all this time
Yeah,
learning
and we
stuff?
just talked about, and this is 40 years we wasted it.
They
So
could
let's.
put- yeah.
I mean, I think there
Here's an
will,
idea.
like, we'll reach a point
No,
where
this-
it's like, hey, we could be here for a while.
No,
It's been 10 years. Wait, I'm not learning a thing. I'm waiting one more year.
no. Let's do it. Let's just start.
I think
Well,
Zerax
I have an
said
idea.
that.
Zeraxel,
Why don't you
You
start
said
off
you could
with
sense
sharing all the
other
knowledge we've learned over the last
All right,
while.
here's a dry erase board. here's a rock that I could write on.
A rock.
And who wants to go first?
So, okay, guys, you've been here for 5 minutes, just so you know, talking. So he's pulling out a whiteboard.
5 minutes.
He wants to
with
teach you how to
Whiteboard.
I'm
armor.
gonna teach you everything. Let's do it.
Please raise your hand if you want to learn how to armor. Just so you know, you'll be spending the
You don't know how-
entire amount of time with Phil learning how to armor.
No.
You will not be engaged in anything else.
To me, this is the equivalent of like, you remember in The Office?
Reading a book.
No. Remember the episode of The Office where they were stuck on an elevator and immediately the
We
first
don't-
thing Dwight did was pee in
yeah,
a corner?
yeah.
We don't know how much time is
We
going to
could
pass.
be here forever.
No.
I'm like, what? You're here for 2 minutes.
This is actually a really good idea. We don't know how much time is going to pass, and it could be forever, and we could just progress time, and then just see where we get
The
off.
more you keep saying it's forever, the more I
Is-
feel like Tony's gonna be like, all right, and
So
we're
then,
having
so then
fun."
that's so then
The
that's
more
fine. Isn't that what we
it's
want?
Wait, is there
Well,
a way?
it's like-
It doesn't
It's a
matter what
win-win
we
situation.
want. We're playing a game.
hold on for 1 second. Hold on for
I
1
think it's a
second.
brilliant idea. You guys are crazy.
No, I
Zeraxel, you can sense other crystals, correct?
Yes.
The other big crystals? Can you sense their movements? Because if you could sense their movements, you might be able to tell how much time is passing. If they're moving around very quickly, then time might be moving very quickly. If
And the
they're
Red
moving
Knight just
around
said
very slowly,
power.
you might be moving
right.
slower.
I'm not against your idea. I'm really not. I just,
Yeah, that's a good. Can I sense how and where the crystals are moving through space?
You can only sense that they exist.
That they exist.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
in the dark, you reach out, something's there. I can
Let's
feel
just
it.
do
I-
it.
I can't touch it.
Okay. And they're kind of in my proximity.
You don't know what that means proximity-wise, but you can reach out. So here's what's going to happen here.
Oh, God.
Oh God! What you're going to do is you're going to decide. Only you
How we're
can
gonna spend
decide
our
what
time?
you do in the time that is given to you. So starting with
Of course, you
Dan.
start there with the guy who doesn't want to do
Wait,
it.
what are the options? What are the options?
he's gonna
I've,
tell
I've
us.
done this before.
What are the options?
You could spend the possible eternity or the next few minutes doing whatever you want. Give me the thing that you start with.
I want to learn everything you guys have to
Or if
know.
you want to give me like something that ends with in 15 seconds about I'm going to do this, but I'm interested in this kind of stuff, and end it there. Dan, you go first.
All right, I'm interested in learning history from Asha.
Okay, and that's where you want to spend your time. Yes? Locked in?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to learn everything Dan knows in Asha's direction and around the table.
Okay, you want to know everybody's stuff.
Everything.
Starting with
Starting with Dan,
everything.
yeah.
Everything.
starting with Dan.
I'm gonna meditate first for a while,
Okay.
and then maybe I'll teach somebody how to pilot.
Yes,
something.
I love that for you.
Right. If there's time.
I'm meditating.
Meditating.
Learning how
Going
to,
going from
go to resources and see who I can get in touch with.
okay. Going over to Charles.
I want to learn crystals from either Asha or Dan.
Crystals. Val.
I'm gonna experiment with space here. Like we just created the lounge. I'm gonna see if I can create other things in the
A better learning environment.
Okay.
I love that.
Del.
More whiteboards.
I like
I'm
it.
going to go piloting with Ryder.
We could write notes all over the place. Write notes and just we could peruse whenever we want. Oh, this is what this is today. Okay, it's great. That's good.
Maybe we created the Celestial Temple. Just for original.
Tony, are you like, damn, that was a good idea?
I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen once I to be on the show. I'm like, and one of these days it's gonna happen. We should tell the swing the story, the sword story
great.
there.
That's a
Okay.
good story.
No, I'm actually reasoning how to take care of this.
How to do this?
I mean,
So-
yeah.
You guys begin to you lose focus of the room in a sense, but you also start communicating with each other in a kind of a different way. You're either meditating, or you're actually, in a sense, and not physically, trying to learn the information from other people, which you can do without even really talking because you're existing in a different kind of environment.
Cool.
Um,
He's so happy with himself over there.
what we're going to do is we're going to go around a table, and we're going to roll.
Tell a little something about ourselves.
We're going to say hello.
You have the sharing stick.
My name.
We're going to roll. You're going to roll knowledge checks. And every 6 on the knowledge check that you get will allow you to absorb something from someone else.
No.
If it's a skill, you will only absorb 1 skill level of it. And you can only absorb skills, like if you try to learn a spell, you would need to have magic first. So you'd have to learn the basics. It has to be the primary thing, in the order of requirement.
Yeah.
So that's it.
If
You're
it's a
unaware of the
trait,
time that is
Danny,
passing, but that's what you can do.
If it's a trait, do you
What is
learn
it?
the trait?
If it's a trait, if it's a trait, you learn a trait.
I want to learn about crystals. That's my goal.
I'll say maybe on the traits. It depends what you're trying to learn. Let's go around a table. Discord, you probably rolled first, right? Did you roll? Discord, start rolling now. Phil, you can go first.
What is the knowledge check? What do I? Is that ingenuity or?
Oh, what does it use?
Yeah. Like,
So
what are you
knowledge check
rolling for?
either uses regular intelligence or investigation. It could use ingenuity.
Okay.
It depends on the situation. Because if you have something in front of you, that's investigation. If you don't have it in front of you, it's just a knowledge check, intelligence check.
Okay, so maybe.
What about this particular situation?
Yeah, do we have stuff in front of us? No.
Oh, what are you going to use?
Like,
You just roll a straight up intelligence check.
intelligence
Sorry.
check.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
okay.
I say knowledge, I mean intelligence.
How many?
Sorry.
How many times?
Just once. Your capacity to learn knowledge is this intelligence check.
No 6s.
You can always re-roll. You can always luck
Hey,
roll.
I got a
I got
six.
nothing.
Oh, you have no luck rolls in the bank.
No.
Man, you should be banking these.
I haven't gotten any.
You have to take them.
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't gotten any.
Gotta buy
You
them.
get 6?
They cost XP.
1-6.
after-
1-6?
Well,
You-
6.
You can choose what you want. You can do it through the week. You can let Richard know. 1-6? I'm sorry, I didn't see it up the roll again. I'm kidding.
What does that mean for meditators?
Yes, a 6.
Damn it!
For meditators, it means a lot. It means like it's like the equivalent of reading like half a book.
Oh, man.
Stop it.
What is
Right.
meditated?
You got a
Check out the
pamphlet.
meditation side of the table.
Fans, what'd you get?
yeah.
I got one.
We're like, ooh.
You got 1, Charles.
I got one.
1.
I only got
and
one.
None for Richard. Okay, so during the week, you guys can all pick something and add it to your character sheet. the requirement. That's kind of you exchanging information.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
We have to pick something from
Anything
each
at all?
other?
Yeah, as long as it's a requirement and not like the 10th level thing. You have to learn the basics. Yeah.
Right. Some basic thing.
You
Okay.
Could, but knowledge-wise, you could almost pick any knowledge you want if you wanted to do that.
Sweet.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Time passes. An unknown amount of time.
Man, that's always scary.
I don't like this.
Me either. Thank God.
I get 1/6.
Oh,
I don't have a lick roll.
you gotta buy them.
No.
Why? Hey, Mikey.
Okay, I'm just rocking with the classics. Okay, so time passes. You're unaware of how much time has passed. You are exchanging knowledge with each other. You're meditating or doing something else. All of a sudden, just kidding. You you get the sense of life. Something is happening. You're being pulled outward. You're looking around. You're seeing dark, but something is coming into existence. All of a sudden, you don't feel good. You feel smaller, in a sense, or limited would be a better word, possibly. You feel like pain.
Run a body.
They put us back in.
All of a sudden,
Crap.
you open your eyes, and you like fall over, and you're in a completely different surrounding. You're in bodies similar to the Crystalborn, but they look like the species you were in innately.
Okay.
So how you saw yourself is where you went through. Like, so if you're a Seth, you have the tail, but the body is kind of like this, like grayish skin, maybe even slightly. Well, yeah, there's like a grayish skin, and you have like those cracks on you that have like the light underneath you, and you all have like just simple clothing on, and you feel like all of a sudden your heart just starts beating. It's an unusual experience, and then you feel like the crystal, which you clearly can feel. There's crystals inside of you. But you also can feel like it's diminishing. And the more it diminishes, the more you're becoming whatever this is. You're in an area that is about 6 foot by 12 foot. The lot of you. And it is a cell.
We're together.
And yeah, you're all together.
Sorry.
And the walls are dirty. It's metal with like green mold or something just coming down. You clearly must be like in some sort of structure, and there's like cell bars outside of it. There's a hallway outside that goes down the hallway to other cells and such, and there is a small window right above where you can see out, and you look up, and in the sky of whatever world you're in, you see a blue star. And that's where we stop. That's today's episode, guys. Thank you for watching. This episode was episode 10, Star Seekers. Stick around in the next few minutes, and we're going to do an after show in the engine room and go over all the interesting things that happen. We'll be back in exactly 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Good evening and welcome to Celestial Engine. This is the engine room, and it's hot in the engine room because there's a lot to talk about. Today was episode 10, Star Seekers. If you could move it to the camera, please. I noticed that. Phil, the task falls to you. What does Star Seekers in this episode title mean?
Star Seekers. Maybe it means figuring out that the ancients maybe came from other stars, and we are trying to figure out. We're starting to piece together like where the Red Knight came from. We learned where he came from, and maybe the other ancients came from other planets or something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
We learned a lot about the ancients today, and absolutely, the Star Seekers are the ancients in a way because they were chosen by Celestials, and they have to pretty much level up. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. And we found out Altari is a Star Seeker. We don't know what happened to him as of right now, of course.
Right.
Sparky, we don't know if Sparky is destroyed, dead, or missing, or what he is either. And we don't know the fate of those Crystalborn.
Yeah.
I will now. I'll tell you here that I have it in the plans for anything to happen. And I have it worked out on my phone of all my notes about what's going to happen if this happens, just to keep it in my head. And I was banking that you were never going to go to Karen.
Really?
Because you didn't have to get captured. There was no reason. Karen, getting captured in Karen was like, well, if they literally do nothing or just don't escape from them or whatever, they're going to be taken to Karen. That's kind of, it's that's just what's going to happen. And that happened.
Yep.
So it's interesting because you guys, I guess you kind of just gave up in the end. In a way you weren't giving up. In a way you're following the journey like they were saying. But it was interesting. You're like, don't even fire the guns. What are they gonna do? This is what's like 10 years old. Fire up the guns. Let's do this. At 40 years old, you're like,
Right. A huge army shows up literally on our
Fix the
doorstep.
guns that fast? They were there, man.
No,
It was
there's
like-
no way we would have. Even if we fixed one, what we're gonna do? Shoot one gun at a huge capital
They would have
ship?
shot that one gun.
Like,
That's what it
come
would have been.
on.
It would have been.
Come on.
they would have been like, oh, no, they don't want us to come. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
right,
get out
right,
of here.
Might
right.
as well leave.
They wouldn't have tried to
Oh,
shoot back and kill
someone's
us or
home.
anything like that. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was nobody. I'm fine with B&E, but like,
Strategically,
no, not a kidnapping.
You know what? I gotta be honest. I didn't think there would be anyone here, but there is. So let's just go.
strategically, it would have been ridiculous for us to try.
I
to
said
fight
I was
back.
on board for this, but I'm not really on board for this, so they fired back. Let's
I
go.
think our other real option was to kind of do what my suggestion was, to cave in the tunnel and hide underneath in the
Yes,
temple.
I had that as one of my options that would happen because I thought that's what you guys would do. You would
I
cave
never
it
heard
in.
that was
That's
an
what,
option.
yeah.
And-
I said it on the show.
So I'm now going to take you through all the other things, and you feel free to ask me. This will be called the branch timeline
The
of
what ifs.
the what ifs, what could
Oh,
happen.
man.
So if you sort of branched it in, you would have been able to scour the rest of the temple
Right.
and find
All the other cool
very
stuff.
a very many interesting
Oh
things.
my god, yeah, we
around
left
that.
behind so much great stuff.
The station obviously wasn't planned to be destroyed, so
That was another
that was one that just happened. And you could have been on the station, you could have left on something else, and it could have been a whole thing of you guys trying to beef up the station and build it up to do whatever you wanted to do. You could have gone back to Indaria and actually either talk to the dragons. You could have gone to Indaria to talk to the gnomes and get more people behind you and get reinforcements, get help.
We were shamed.
Yeah.
You were shamed by an ancient, yeah, and that's the ancient you just chose.
Right.
You chose
Right.
that one.
It could have been
Unbeknownst to
somebody
us.
else.
Yes, you
right.
could have chosen any ancient that is able to communicate with you.
Right.
But things happen for a reason. The two of you being there in that room at the same time to
Right,
have
that was-
Holgar and Abyssia speak to each other.
That was so cool. I wanted to cry.
That was something.
Yeah.
It was. That was awesome.
So
And
it
now
could have
the
gone many
guns.
different ways. You guys could have got captured by the capital ship up top. You could have engaged in that fight. You didn't. You were able to avoid that. You could have got them out and try to leave on the ship.
Right.
And no one wanted to. You didn't want to disrupt their spiritual journey.
Yeah, I felt- I'm not really proud of us. We
No.
we kind of we didn't do
You're
any.
right, Tony. I'm not proud of this at
We
all.
didn't do any of the ballsy things.
We didn't today.
No, I'm going to do the
Spiritual
crazy thing. I put my crystal
Well,
in
I
there.
thought so. I
We
didn't
didn't
want
do
to.
any of the ballsy things today.
I thought
I'm
about
very sad us
but I didn't want to mess with Miles' character so much. I was concerned that like that would have been like, you know, so.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, I figured like it's better. I mean, obviously it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but like, it was a thought.
Well,
Like,
he
what if I
could-
just try to put in his crystal instead of mine? Stay in.
It wouldn't
that.
have mattered, I guess.
It wouldn't have
Yeah.
mattered. Ultimately, they would have saw. Oh,
But even not doing
whatever.
it makes you feel bad. 'Cause you
Well,
didn't take any
it
type
was
of
an
leap.
idea, but then I didn't want to. Again, I didn't want to like mess with his crystal or his, sort of timeline. So I
He's
didn't
not
wanna-
making toast. He's
toast.
not making toast.
No, he's not making toast.
Not making
No, no
Um,
toast.
So let's talk about a few things. I guess we'll start with you guys. Let's talk about the whole. That was a big scene with Altari, and actually anyone can comment on this because you're all obviously listening to it, and you had plenty of time to share that information afterwards. So, what did you feel about the stories you've learned? The fact that there was a stellar war, these planets were at war with each other.
That's crazy.
The scale of everything just got bigger.
Right.
Which is great. Like just to kind of see like some a little bit of like that history of what like was going on and like why why things are the way they are now. Kind of we got a little glimpse of that. You
Right.
know? So
Anyone else's thoughts on this?
I kind of feel like as though now Endaria is a refugee planet, where
Endaria's a
everyone's come
refugee
after this big war's happened. People have been displaced and that sort of thing, so they all kind of gravitated towards Endaria, and that's where they've set up. Then the history has been lost why they originally went there.
Who's being refugee to Endaria?
Well, you had Zaire is gone. You've got we don't know about the mystery planet that we have no idea what that is, and then there's other ones like you've got other planets outside of the system as well, as you mentioned. So
I
kind
wouldn't
of feel
agree
like
with
it's
saying that it's a
massive
refugee
war.
planet, but I would say that people desire to be in Endaria. It's kind of like being in the right planet. Something with life is much easier in a sense.
It almost feels like it has a pull. Like it pulls, like has it's like a planet people want to go to. You know what I mean? Like
They want to be there.
and they end up there. Like they're pulled to it. They're drawn to it.
And so think about the other planets. Zir, we know that was a planet that was at war, but was almost like kind of like winning that war and kind of dominating everything. And for some reason there it's just gone. A stronghold out there we learned about. That Kairin is very far out, and Kairin has its own artificial star that they created, like a blue star. And they're obviously upset with Endaria. You do know there's another planet that he won't mention for whatever reason. He doesn't think it should be brought to light in a sense. And he talked about his planet, which is another system because that's where he came from,
Arathia.
Arathia. And we learned about the whole Star Seekers, and we kind of learned the way that they level up to become Celestials. This might be the first time you have it from first-hand account about this is how it happens, because it was always said that they were created by Andar. Often when you find out things in life, I feel like with in spiritual stuff and religion and history, the truth is there, but maybe said in a different way. Kind of like we talked about at the beginning, where like, everyone was frozen, the lion was frozen underneath, and people took that as ice, but he was frozen in time. Now, as they were created by Andar. They were chosen by Andar, but not created.
Because
They were
we've always
elevated.
been led to believe that it was like they were just created, right? But now we're looking at them and it's like, oh, it's not. These people were chosen for reasons, and I mean the
Right.
two that are not made by Andar, they were made by Dragano, right? That puts a whole different light on them.
Right. And the Archmage and the Queen were created by Dracano.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So were they from Endaria or were they from another planet?
Who?
The Archmage and the Queen. Were they
Yes.
actually? Were they originally
no,
from
they were great.
Endaria?
They were created on Endaria by Dragano with the essence of Endaria. So that part is correct.
Here's a question for you: the people of Andaria, are they native to the planet of Andaria?
People?
Physically, yes. Can souls travel around to different planets? Yeah.
No. My question is, you know how, like, let's say...
Was there a big exodus that brought everybody over from a different planet?
Yes.
No.
Like the way Zir wants to, let's say Zir wants to come and take over Andaria. Do the people who live on Andaria now, did they do that in the past? Or are they just native to the planet?
I'll answer that all the people on the planet are native to the planet.
On
That's my answer.
Andaria?
Yeah, right now all the people on the planet are native to the planet.
Right now.
Yeah.
In this part of the story.
No.
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 Okay.
Yeah, everyone's on the planet. It was there because they were created there, born there. Some people are visiting, of course.
Just visiting.
Yeah, we know one that's just visiting. I can think of two.
Altari.
He's not on the planet.
Someone who's on the planet.
Bardot is visiting the
Bardot,
planet.
Yeah, Bardot.
Super farmer. A lot of people are from Karen.
Super farmers from Kieran?
Yeah. Look at that. See that look? See that look over there?
Yeah, what about
He
it?
doesn't like it.
She doesn't like Karen. What do you hate them?
Oh, she doesn't like it. You don't like
You practically want to spit on
What's
the
problem
ground.
with it?
Kieran?
Good people there.
When I
He was from
when I
Kieran-
picture Johnlin,
He was from
I don't
Karen.
picture him being on from Kieran.
He was from Karen before.
Right,
Before it was shattered.
Ah, that
Before
makes
it was
sense.
moved into
'Cause there's no way John
into its
would be-
current orbit. 'Cause
Okay,
remember, it
gotcha.
wasn't always
right,
out there.
Right, gotcha.
And
Okay.
the people were very similar to Andar. But that was changed. The whole society changed. Now they're literally masses of land surrounding this artificial star that's keeping everything together, and that's their existence.
And the change was when the convergence happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question. What about the beings that were the angels that exist around Andaria
Yeah.
on those landforms?
Yeah.
How did they come into existence? Like, were they part of something else that exploded?
Oh yeah, where are they?
They're there. They're not in the
Stellar?
They're in
they're
between
not-
the stellar and the world. They're kind of the
Atmosphere.
threshold. They're always at the threshold.
So they're still there.
They're still there. Yeah. They live in societies above. There's only a few of them. Only a few of those societies.
Right.
And they're living right at the edge of like the stratosphere or
Right.
you know.
So
We went right past them
Right.
when we
Oh yeah.
when we
yeah,
went
yeah,
into
yeah.
space. Like,
yeah, but the dragons were able to still
the dragons could reach them
reach
potentially.
because they're technically
for a little bit,
within the limits.
The
of,
dragons could reach them if they wanted to.
Right. Right.
I don't know what reason why the dragons would do that. They're not revolting against the dragons. They're not trying to do anything. If they were, then maybe they would see them as enemies. The dragons are only trying to squash anybody that's resisting them.
Right.
That's why you only see them fighting in two spots. They're not just going around burning the countryside, burning the peasants.
Right.
They're just
The pheasants, yes. The peasants, no.
they're just
I enjoy a good pheasant.
yeah. They're fighting in two spots right now. That's basically it. I mean, they should be possibly fighting Rhaegar, but they're not fighting Rhaegar currently.
Were the Crystalborn necessarily resisting the dragons, or was it just that
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the dragons don't like the Crystalborn?
Both.
No, I think they were actively.
Can it be both?
It can, but which came first?
The exact history that we lived it. You know what came first.
The dragons.
Yeah.
Drago.
The dragons just didn't
Right,
like
right,
them.
right, right,
The
right.
dragons just started attacking, and then
Right. So it's not. But that's what I'm saying. They only go against people that resist them. That Crystalborn weren't necessarily resisting them. They just didn't like them.
the
See,
Crystalborn.
this is why I have the problem with this whole dragon Crystalborn. I don't like it because they were immediately, against them, and they were created just like they were.
Right, but it's
They
I
weren't.
understand.
it's
So
like
they
a
weren't-
prejudice of the dragons.
So-
yes.
They absolutely.
The
If you
end.
think about the story,
Yeah, oh, that's life.
so if you think
Sucks.
about the story in Iron
It's true.
in Iron Kingdom, there's a lot of events that led up to how it goes. The dragons are always on the sidelines watching. So the Red Knight was constantly running into issues with Sunken City and Relic.
Right.
And Relic was constantly on the Red Knight's grounds causing problems. So it's kind of like they're taking this thing and they're saying, look at this guy. This guy's causing you issues. Well, what is he? Oh, no, he's a Crystalborn. And now he has an army. And it keeps going. And he kept like poking the side of the Red Knight, which is poking the side of the dragons. Like that. So the dragons didn't like that. As the dragons were governors then, but like kind of like keeping back. Remember the dragons were around, but not kind of like they were
'cause
around, but like
were
watching
upset.
things.
They were upset.
They're
Well,
not liking what they saw. They didn't like what Relic did, and Relic is really the reason that pushed everything forward about
but
the whole thing with
dragons
them.
were gone for so long to begin with. They were gone anyway, so it was like
They
now
came.
all of a
They came
sudden-
back and they saw themselves like, you know what? We're just going to be peacekeepers. We're just going to stay here, but we're going to let the mortals just kind of do their own thing. And if you notice, I
Right.
told you the dragons are
Right.
back. But wait, the dragons are back and they're governing the areas, and then they
Yeah.
took no action. But
Yeah.
they're directly for the first time observing instead of not in their caves, not underground, not in the dark. They're
Yeah.
literally observing, and what they see is Relic and what he did, and they didn't really like how he was working around with anybody. He was taking control, very iron-fisted, no pun or maybe a pun,
A little
and
pun.
a little pun, and it led to all the feelings that came up of everything that happened. So
Dragons have feelings.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they have feelings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wait,
It was also, remember, Brock, it was
way smarter
Atlas
than those other people.
and versus the Crystalborn. It
Dragons are
wasn't
not-
I do
always, it
remember.
didn't start out as being all the dragons. It was just Atlas versus the Crystalborn. Then the Crystalborn killed Atlas, and that would have
Yes, I
turned them, a
remember.
lot more of them against them as well.
That
my thing
that's
is
what set it
not-
off.
My thing is that I feel like they didn't like them from the get-go because, as it was explained, it was like the gnomes created them and started
That-
acting like
You're
gods.
upset
Like
that the dragons.
So the
like, have a
dragons are-
prejudice,
the
like a
dragons
natural
see-
prejudice.
Yes.
the dragons see this as like an unnatural thing, and they're like, "Oh, we don't like that," but like it's like a whatever. Until the whatever becomes a problem,
Right.
And remember the dragons.
thorn
The dragons started
side.
setting rules saying that like we don't want people flying. They don't want anyone. They don't want airships in there. They don't think it's right. Again, unnatural. You're not going to do that. And Iron Kingdom was creating all this technology and was kind of like an abrasion, like a symbol against everything they don't want them to do and where they want to grow. And it's just sometimes there's A and B and they don't get along, and that was happening naturally throughout the entire story. It was never all of a sudden.
I understand that. I just don't like that. I just don't like that they're like that.
But the way
You
I
know.
see it, it's almost like they see the Ironborn as like an infestation almost.
I understand.
Yeah.
And I
But,
like the
if-
dragons.
but
I,
if-
I do love the dragons. I just
you
don't like
want
that they're
to.
like that. I just don't like that they can't see. But I
But you're
Like,
also
what
like
if
another
they-
way to look at it is like in my house, if there are ants all over the place, like I'm not
Yeah.
going to sit there and consider, well, the way I was born, these ants were born in the exact like man, get out of my house. I'm going to call an exterminator and get rid of the ants. It's an
Right.
But if
infestation.
the
Get rid
ants,
of them.
if
Kill the ants. You're
were
gonna murder
housing
all
the
those
souls of your
ants, all
grandma,
those baby
you know what I mean?
ants.
Like if the ants were possibly housing the souls of people that you knew, that's a different story.
That could be
Wait,
happening
wait,
now in real
it-
life anyway.
Right.
Could be happening.
Exactly.
Right.
If there's an
That's
ant
why certain
infestation in your
people in
house
this
and you're on the
world
phone with the
don't
exterminator, did you take the time to find out 100% certain
Their
if
souls.
that ant was encompassing the soul of someone that you knew?
Are you
If I'm a
reincarnation?
Buddhist, I'm not going to call
How many
an
times have you
exterminator.
mentioned the soul of the pest to your exterminator?
I don't.
That's
call
a failing on your part,
because I
perhaps.
don't call the exterminator.
Imagine they could scan for
Does
that.
Mike do it?
No,
So you just let ants live in
no,
your
he's
house?
like, I'll do it.
And what happens
No,
when the ants kill your
I
father?
put jelly or sugar on the outside of the house, and they go there. They don't want anything in my house
That
because all the
doesn't
good
work.
stuff's outside.
It's like sprinkling gold for the peasants.
But
Yeah,
I
maybe
mean,
that's worse. Maybe you're, I don't know.
also
We don't
you
have
have
ants like that.
All right, if we
everyone.
become ants, party at Brooks.
Yeah,
She leaves honey outside.
I do.
So what happens if you have the anthill? It's growing in your house. It's a problem. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to do. And all of a sudden, they kill somebody in the house.
Imagine.
And now
No,
someone
ants
says,
are
"But why
killing
don't you like
Right.
these ants? I don't like the fact that you don't like them. But they killed Harry."
Right. Wouldn't then you'd be like, all right, kill the ants.
Then I'd be like,
all of
why
them,
did they kill
like
Harry?
every one of them.
Oh, why
What
they
did
kill-
Harry do to them? Did Harry attempt
Because
to
we
kill them?
we told the ants, listen,
Would not.
we're going to be
You'd
fine.
squashing ants like
We're going to be
crazy.
fine with you
kidding?
living in this house, right? You're living in a house, but I don't want you in my kitchen. You go in my kitchen, you have a problem. But they go in the kitchen, so you start
Are they
stamping out some
hungry?
ants.
Are they going in the
It
kitchen
doesn't.
because
You
they're
don't
hungry?
care. You don't care.
I think it
You
matters.
stamp
It
out the
matters?
ants, and then the ants kill Harry.
Man,
And now you're at a place you can't go back. You can't.
Right.
You can't return.
You can't
we've already
unkill Harry.
started
This is
war
just
with
nonsense.
the ants.
Now this is getting wild. This
There's
is getting wild.
there's more to it too than that, right? I mean, like
Yes, Oni.
if you if you look at it though from
He's like, no,
Yeah, he's like, no, bro, listen.
He's like, no, you crazy.
you
from the
crazy.
perspective, right? From the perspective, when people die on Andaria, right, their soul goes up to the ego realm. Eventually, their soul then filters back down and is reborn into a new body, right?
Yes.
But the Crystalborn are stopping that process from happening. There's trapping a person's soul in the crystal. So that body is never going back into the thing and being reborn again. So from the dragon's point of view, if they
Unnatural.
kill the Crystalborn, their soul
I
goes
see.
back into the natural order and then is reborn again into a natural form.
My
Right? So they're
thing
not
is-
thinking we're killing Crystalborn. They're thinking we're releasing the souls that are trapped within these prisons.
Oh, so,
Hold
so that's
back
how it's
into
happening?
the
The Crystalborn
I
are stopping souls
understand.
from recycling kind
Well,
of thing?
kinda.
But the
So,
Crystalborn
yeah,
aren't
once they get in
consciously
there-
saying,
They kind of can
They're still
return to
doing it.
source and then just come back into the crystal, so it does stop
really-
the normal process.
Oh, shit.
Changes
Damn.
perspectives.
true. I
When
didn't
you think
of
about it
Thank
like
you,
that.
Oni. I didn't think of it like
Wh-
that.
Whereas
So
the
the
Karen
ants
are
are
doing
like-
the opposite, right? The Karen are literally stopping the cycle from happening completely.
Right.
I'm not saying the Karenites are like bad.
I'm not
I
either.
am.
I'm just
Are we
saying
seeing
that
any
they're-
like negative
they're
effects of that
complete
cycle being
opposite.
stopped? Like, are there any like crazy like people
Look,
being
I
born
like
without
bees
souls
and
on
ants and
Andaria or
stuff
anything?
like
Like,
that. I don't have a problem.
No.
who are just don't move. and
Karen, vampire kind don't
Yeah.
have souls because if they shed their soul in like in like an adventure, if you would
Yeah.
turn to a
Strengthens their
vampire,
body.
your soul would strengthen your body, and that would like the essence of it strengthen your body, but the soul would dissipate.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's it. If you die, you die,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
that's it. Your soul's gone. If you are Crystalborn, your soul is going into the body, and then when you kind of sleep, it kind of like transmits or leaves, goes back into source, the ego, the world, and then it kind of goes back into the like a transmitter in a sense. But yeah, it's the way he puts it is a good way to put it because it does disrupt the natural process. It's not,
Wait, but explain the Karenites again. How does that work exactly?
So their souls are ripped out of their bodies exactly like vampirism,
Okay.
except their vampirism happens in a different way. Of course, theirs was just like stolen.
From the rapture.
Yes.
Now, is there procreation on Karen or no longer? Because
There
their
is a way
souls-
they procreate. I will not ruin it by telling you now.
But when they procreate,
But it's done like this. Shinshi.
Shinshi, Shinshi. My back, yes, my back.
When two Karenites love each other very much, they get-
Wait, but
you
if they don't
go.
have a soul, they're procreating. Are they taking light from the Everstar just the way that they created the light for their Everstar? Is that how they're creating light for their?
I could tell you, but it would ruin the next adventure.
Yeah, we're gonna
No,
have
no,
the
no. No, don't.
Procreate. How did we get into this?
after
I just
dark
want to put
version
one
Because-
thing out there for you
because-
guys.
This is the after talk with me and Brooke after the show when we're
Yeah.
driving home. She's like, so I'm so curious about like how do they do it? You
Tony
know?
and I talked the whole ride home
Yeah.
about history of
history of a fictional universe.
fictional.
There was something that the Red Knight said as
seriously
well.
It helps me with anxiety, but it also helps me grow my
Is there
brain.
a Dr. Ruth on Karen?
Her
Yeah.
name is Ruth. No, well, I say procreate because how could the planet still go on after the rapture for so long with them holding this resentment and hatred and it continuing to not evolve?
What does that have to do
So
with procreating?
So not
Because then the new Karenites,
Darklings.
why can't?
Kyrenites.
Are you saying that they can't bear children?
No, I'm asking. I don't know if they're like. I'm saying how they procreate the souls of those Karenites.
They don't.
Right.
There's no. They
That's what I'm
procreate,
saying.
but there's no soul.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So those Karenites are born or created, also with the same disgust that for the Andarians.
Yes, I don't think Karen is so focused on Endarians the entire time. But the ones that are in power and the ones that do know, I think most are just living their lives on the planet, and they live around a star that's right there, and they're not even thinking about it. The farmer wakes
That's
up
what
and
I'm
he
saying. That's what I'm
does
saying.
it.
So like So then,
Well, that
Is
doesn't
it-
make
is
them
it like-
innocent. No, I'm just kidding.
is it
Wow.
is it generations?
Man.
Is it
Dark
a
place.
generational thing that's like slowly changing, or is it like?
I
no,
would say-
this is
I don't want to get into like real history. Just I won't bring any examples up, but I will say like just imagine a terrible moment in history that people remember. It's so bad that they remember. It's taught and it's just there, and it's probably just ingrained into the educational process. Like, oh, this has happened. It was terrible,
Right.
and these people, yeah, they're terrible.
Right,
But
you're just learning
but how
history
often?
kinda.
How often like?
Right. How often do you
so
think
they
of
had that
like
opportunity to
the
do
world
that.
history
they don't.
when
They
people
don't
did
really.
terrible things? You know, like it's like knowing about world history, like where you know like some terrible things happen or whatever. And
Correct.
Right.
You're not
But
thinking
then-
about it every
but then
day.
years
like it's a part
later,
of, you know, but you know about it. and
generations later. It's no.
It's a
it
part of their
could
history.
It's part of the
evolve.
history. It's like part of their fabric. Of,
Do they talk about it while they're procreating?
Yeah, why don't you and Phil can simulate that, please? Show
That's pillow talk.
Shouldn't she?
Just the conversation part.
No!
Oh man! Oh man! The Ataris! Oh no, they did the Rapture! Oh, why did they do that?
It's so good when they do the rapture.
Well, it was actually something the Red Knight did. It was one big thing that I noticed was he said that he ripped the soul of the planet out.
Good when she jokes.
He ripped the soul of what out?
Red Knight said he ripped the soul of the planet out of Karen. So he
Yes.
said he took the planet's soul. So
Yes.
that's huge.
yeah.
Yes, the entire. So if you're talking about this, which you might be, the celestial soul, like Endaria to Endaria, was ripped out as well. The entire. It was a mystic attack, basically mystic energy, and they just took all of the force out.
Who did this?
Red Knight.
Red Knight.
But other people other forces were trying to do it too. The Valdorians were trying to do that, and Dragano was trying to do that because they were trying to get more power to Dragano to take over Andaria completely and win. So, this gets very complicated to get into. But Valdorians were trying to help him win and trying to attack that planet spiritually, in a sense, mentally. So the Red Knight knew about this and says they're going to do this eventually. So I'm going to be the destroyer of the world, and he did it. So he drew it directly to there, but on the way, he was able to take much more power.
That
And with
might have
that
what
power,
happened
was that
to
how he
Zaire too.
created?
It replenished a lot of the light that he lost. He wouldn't be able
From
to.
creating the dragon.
Yes, he gave up a lot of his power, and he was able to.
Right. He only had like.
He was able to reclaim that power.
I see. Okay.
And as you saw in story, he says, "Listen, you may not like what I did. I did something terrible, but I also did something great." And he did it to win the war. He sacrificed whatever he thought was correct to win the war. And if you think about all the stuff that he did, that's kind of what he was doing. Even the times that, I'll tell you this without going into it, I don't know if you don't think you guys remember, but even the times where it looked like he was losing,
He was winning.
he was doing that on purpose.
So he made Andaria great again. And it's
Stop.
His
Let's not, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll just say it. No, I see him as okay, yeah.
So in the times after that he was an ancient, he was leading an army, if you remember,
Right, I
over
do.
to Solst.
Mhm.
And if you, this is like a small factor, but like if you really go into it, you'll see that what he did led to the next thing that happened now. So he was saving people, in a sense. He's trying to secure the world and save the Red Kingdom's people, citizens, at the same time. Now all the citizens are on the border along the river, and there's nothing else. There's no other part of the Red Kingdom. It's just if you live on the river, you were the part of the Red Kingdom.
Is that the same army that Kanos was in?
Canis was a part
at a time.
at a
He was
time, yeah.
part, Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
So yeah, so a lot of history here, a lot of interesting
Yeah.
scenes. And as last, I'm leave you off on this question before we go. You now wake up in this new form. The suits are behind you.
Yeah.
oh,
You wake up in this form, in this body, which I don't know how you see this. I know how I see. Describe the body to me, because I know how I see it. I'm wondering if that translates.
Gray version of my old body.
How do you feel about this body?
Elvish body.
Not good.
I kind of don't like it. I like
it.
I like working on
Say
my
I
armor.
don't care. It's a body. I don't care.
When you say the
I feel like
suits
it's
are behind
relevant.
us, do you mean they're like?
I don't mean
No.
literally behind you.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
No.
I feel like the bodies are relevant.
You don't know what they did with the suits.
Okay.
I feel like
Can
the bodies.
we-
I have a question.
Is it possible for us to go back into a crystal or no?
Don't know.
Okay.
You don't know.
The Red Knight told you you could
Temple.
if you had the right resources.
Right.
Correct.
That's why I
Right.
feel like
That's true. He did say
I
that.
feel like
Yeah,
the body is becoming more almost, or where whichever body I'm in is almost irrelevant because of how Dan and I were able to, Draxel and I were able to see.
Right. And once again, this quest is about
It's like
that
another-
exact topic,
Another suit.
about existence. And the more you learn, is that make that, this present life is insignificant. When you learn that you live other lives, that make this current life insignificant. The fact that you didn't have a body, you were in a crystal, did that change things? And now that you're in a body that's somehow not real, but it's a body, it's the same thing. So like you're getting every perspective, obviously out of game, every perspective of life in different ways, making you to think about it. Well, what if it was this? Well, what if it was this? What if it was like this? And after at the end, after episode 12, what will be your thought?
Oh God, it's only 2 episodes.
Only
in.
question I
if we
have
make it that
is
far.
what's happened
Yeah, I don't
to the fan characters?
Dan, what?
Are we now in our own bodies, or are we combined into one body because our crystal was fractured?
Right
What's happened
now,
to us?
like so Dan is. I use Dan because he's just descriptively. It's a character I could see in my mind very easily. So he was a Seth. Now he has all the attributes of a Seth, but he's not a Seth. Does that bother you?
Does it bother me?
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I was a set, but it doesn't bother me particularly.
Does
I
that-
mean, it didn't bother me when I
If
was
you think about his character, does that? It's like, oh, I wish I could just change that.
like, if I could change it, I would be a Seth. But I mean, I spent a lot of time in this mechanical body, so
Yeah.
I mean, after spending all the time in the body, I'm saying like, oh, hey, I'm not in my regular body, but I got some nice gadgets here. Like, I'm not gonna look at this other body and say, oh, I should be in my other body. I should be in my Seth body.
So do you find yourself? This is the kind of question I was building up to. Do you find yourself wishing that you were back in the mechanical body, or do you self wishing
Yes.
that you were back in the other body?
No, mechanical body.
Mechanical body. What about you?
100%. I wish I was back in the mechanical.
The question is, are you asking?
Where's
do-
home? That's what we're
Oh
searching for.
no,
In the-
my
my crystal.
my Seth body.
Your
There
Seth
you go.
body's still home. What about you?
Crystal.
That's what I
The
said.
crystal is
in,
home.
In the
I think
crystal,
I'm with them
yeah.
on that one.
The
Crystal.
crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the essence of the quest. Is what's home.
Right.
But
So-
is it? Even
So-
then?
Well, it's your perspective.
Do
That's what it
these
is.
new
Right.
bodies have like racial attributes that are not the racial attributes that our old bodies have?
So yeah, if you were creating a character right now, if you created this character, he would create a Seth character because it has all the attributes of the Seth character, but it is clearly a
Not.
facsimile.
Wait, so
Right.
is this not Asha's? This isn't Asha's old body.
No.
It's just
No,
an elven.
but it looks like Asha because your consciousness
For the
designed
crystal
the
is-
body
right.
from the crystal.
The
now,
blueprint is there.
now,
So does his look like a robot, kind of? Does his look like a mech, kind of?
No.
If it's
Oh,
conscious,
yeah.
No,
You did
because-
ask me earlier, but I mean,
that would be cool if it had robotic features. Like,
Yeah.
of course, if
Yes.
because think about this: if something asked you, well, what does your body look like? What did you see your body
I'd
as?
probably see it as the original gnome.
If someone said you're turning
probably,
back into your body, you would go to your gnome state, I think.
Right,
So that's
probably,
I wouldn't
yeah.
ask you. If I felt like it was in between, but no, you wouldn't do that. And yeah, so I think that you guys just revert to these states.
Yeah,
that goes for everybody, of course.
probably.
No man's land.
Yeah. So all your species traits are
Right.
usable once again. And the only fact to leave you with is that you only have so much time
Well, come
before
on.
these bodies are
Of
permanent,
course.
and maybe that's
Right.
okay. Maybe that's
you just
okay.
yanked the crystal out right now.
30
No, you
hours,
can't.
right?
It's
30 to
like-
You said we have
40
time
hours?
before it dissipates.
You can't
It's
just
not that long. Yeah, it's not that long. I'm going to say it's pretty short. It's not so long. It's pretty short.
There is a crystal inside.
There's a
of
crystal
us.
inside you, and the crystal is diminishing, and the power is going into your body, exactly like I described vampirism, right?
So we rip the crystal out and throw it into space.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
Do whatever you want to do.
Hey, throw it out to
Go
Del.
rip out your own
Oh, we
part
hope
and
that he
throw it
catches
into
it. Del and catch it.
You
Nah,
can-
I mean,
If you want
most
to try any one of
likely-
these things, go for it.
Most likely, we need some thing or whatever to like facilitate that process of like
You need to get back to the
ripping the
temple.
crystal out of this body. You know, like
Why?
we were
If we don't
kind
need
of
the bottle,
we were
body.
kind of told that already, that we needed like some kind of resource, right? Am I wrong?
Resource
You're right.
No, I'm right. I'm right. They're all
He was
saying
saying that like you need a crystal there. You need all the things that you
Well,
need.
we need something. You can't just be like rip it out. Like
Did
We-
that
I mean, we can.
100%
I
reminded
think-
me of First Contact in Star Trek, where the Borg Queen was talking to Data, and she's like,
She blows on the skin.
You hate this? Rip it from your body. Like, stick your hand in your chest and rip your own crystal from your body.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that's a possibility.
So starting next week, you have 2 episodes. This is the end game. This is the final run for this season, and where you're going to end up be very interesting. You are back in your bodies. You've gone through this whole adventure, and this is where you've ended up. I'm more and more excited to hear in K-Rim because it's interesting. Is it going to be an escape? Maybe you live there. It's a different way of living. Why can't you just live there? And by the way, are they okay with you? Because wouldn't they be okay with you?
Yeah,
If
right now they would.
If your
right?
soul is going away, they're fine. They
Yeah.
don't.
No, we're in the prison. Why? If
well, we're in prison now, but like
You still got that soul crystal going.
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Still got a little
Right.
touch of the
You
old.
still got that touch of the soul crystal. Yeah, you
right,
still you're
you still
in
got
jail.
that connection they don't like.
So then our coloring. So then, the color of the actual crystal is yellow, right?
It's
was
just yellow. It's always yellow inside.
But even though we still have that connection, it's still yellow, or is ours a different color?
No,
because
it's just
we
the
still
body.
have-
It's just always yellow.
Okay.
So, will they release you from prison once it's over?
It'd probably be like some kind of like test thing
Maybe.
they'd make you take. Like, oh,
Yeah,
can you enter society? Can
yeah,
you?
they
know,
could
Yes.
just probably scan
They make you hold
or
the metal
something,
things.
You know.
yeah, exactly.
They could just tell.
It's going to be a very different type of end game because
you
you're
thought.
you're going to be in a very different type of prison or unusual scenario. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited for it. Welcome to Karen.
See you next time.
Yeah, no one welcomed us. What is this?
You didn't welcome us, so
And also,
into
we
prison.
didn't like put up a fight with them when they came to arrest us. We were
Absolutely
just kind of
not.
like,
We
you
were
know,
just like,
No,
okay.
and that is a flag in the corner of like, oh, maybe that's okay because there's nothing to speak of. Their only instance with you is
yeah, we
like,
gave up right away.
we don't know
Right.
who you are, but
Right.
okay, I guess so. We
Right,
were
we're
just
not
in the
fighting.
Celestial Temple.
Yeah.
Built the one place for Soul Central. That's all we were in. Nothing. We were fine with losing it though.
They didn't
like
want to
nothing to
stay
see here.
there.
Just
They didn't like
worshiping
it.
our Almighty God. But no, we're still fine with.
You found ants
Diminishing
in like
that.
an ant, you know.
All right,
Yeah,
the-
we are
the-
the ants.
You found them hanging out with like really big ants or something, like, you know, they were like
Really
they were
big
like
ants.
they were like in an ant festival.
we
of some
found you.
sort,
We found you,
know,
little
like,
ants with the big ants. So
They were like
We're just
they
curious.
They found these ants that were
Dude.
hanging out with all
We
these
have
other
to get back
ants.
to the temple.
And
right. So yes, again, this is meant for many seasons. Anything can happen. You could fail, and you could win, and you could do many different things. I'm very excited for that, and you've learned a lot of stuff today. So take it in, go home, sleep on it, and think about it. Tell your friends and family about what you saw and you learned.
I try, but they don't listen to me usually.
I talk to my wife about all sorts of things she don't care about.
They're like, what?
So
You did what?
yeah. So yeah, that's it. So,
right.
guys, thank you very much. We appreciate you. This was the Engine Room. This is for Celestial Engine, Episode 10, Star Seekers. Guys, we will see you next week, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you then, guys. Thanks.